More wins, more fun. I don't know about you. I didn't watch all of the Brewers game last night. 22-0. The Brewers defeated the Seattle Mariners. No, that is not incorrect. 22-0. The Brewers take down Seattle at American Family Field in the first of their 3-game set. The Brewers scored 5 in the 6th, 5 in the 5th, 2 in the 7th, and 9 runs in the 8th inning. It was only 1-0 going into the bottom of the 5th. It was a pitcher's duel for a while. Brewers win it 22-0. The largest margin of victory in a shutout in Major League Baseball since 1900. Sets a record in Major League history. Brewers also the first team ever to score more than 20 runs, throw 10 or more strikeouts in a shutout, and play errorless baseball in a victory.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Our very first guest in the history of Wilde and Tausch, which will be, I'm sure, a long and distinguished history.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Aaron Rodgers, give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say daily 52 weeks a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
And then what happens?
No, then Tausch kind of bows out.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
It is the Wednesday edition. The Brian Bulaga scheduled to appear edition. The Steve the Homer True scheduled to appear edition. And a surprise special guest scheduled to appear edition. I know Jesse believes he can play second base for the Mallards or up here for the Green Bay Rockers. What is your biggest sports blunder?
Jesse can't even get to a practice and watch it if it's delayed 5 minutes.
I was headed that direction.
How is he going to be if the rain comes in? You think he'd even stick around? So disappointing.
Jesse, I'll allow you to defend yourself forthwith. Because not included in Jesse's Sports Center about the Brewers' 22-0 victory was, I don't know who the outfielder was, but thinking it was the third out, throwing the ball into the stands after Yelich hit a fly ball.
That should be like the white flag. Like, we're good. Let's head home. If someone does that, well, that's the white flag, like mercy rule. Let's call it a day.
Rock and Brian Anderson weren't quite sure to what to make of that. Brian Anderson thought for a minute it became a home run because he couldn't find the ball. It suddenly disappeared.
That's what I thought at first.
And after yesterday's, what I would argue to be was something of a debacle, or was that 2 days ago, when Jesse played a clip with profanity in it?
That was yesterday. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now you've now gotten the mother of all profanity-laden quotes that you plan on playing later in the program edition.
For the record, we played it with profanity, but only on YouTube. It didn't have profanity over the air.
My understanding is that certain other producers had to dump us to prevent it from going out over the air. That was my understanding. Nevertheless, of Wilde and Tausch, on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee, 100.5 ESPN Madison, 1430 ESPN Beaver Dam, ESPNWisconsin.com, the ESPN app, your Alexa smart speaker, streaming live video, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and, of course, everything you need on the ESPN Wisconsin app. I'm Jace Wilde in Green Bay. Last practice of the week for the Packers. They travel to Denver tomorrow and play on Friday. Jesse Nelson is in the Everlight Solar ESPN Madison studios, and so is, dare I say, a perturbed Packers Hall of Famer?
No, I'm not perturbed.
You sounded a little perturbed because you got stood up at practice last night.
I didn't get stood up. I was never going to see Jesse. I looked around and saw no gel.
What?
No jelly last night.
That's because they delayed the thing an hour and a half because of the storms, and so you could count on two hands pretty much the amount of people who were there. You could scout the entire crowd to see who was there.
There were more than 2 hands full of people.
Jesse wasn't interested in riding the storm out like REO Speedwagon.
A little past my bedtime last night for that thing getting started. So, hey, I wanted to go. I wanted to go to the Badgers open practice. I wanted to see Colton Joseph. I make these bold proclamations that they can beat Notre Dame. I wanted to go and see for myself because they always practice in the middle of our show. I wanted to go and see what it looked like. And then I get home and I'm up like I actually had this exact outfit on, this ESPN Madison polo.
You had that on last night.
I was ready to go.
Did you
5
sleep
o'clock.
in it?
I went home. I walked the dog, ate some dinner, and I was ready to go. When I turned on the news, looked at the forecast, and they said, this storm is going to be right over Madison at 5:30. And I was like, uh-oh. And then they said, and it said there's going to be a second wave that's going to hit right around 7. I said, oh, well, that's the time of the practice. And then I saw on social media that it was delayed an hour. And then we're texting among our group, like, I don't know if they're even going to be able to do this thing outdoors or not. And one of the reasons we were going to go was some interactions with fans and some social content. And eventually we made the call, this isn't going to go so well. So Adam Mertz of ESPN Wisconsin College Game Day had boots on the ground. He was there. And he gave Riley and I a full report.
Riley didn't go either?
No, nobody went.
My.
Mertzy was the only one from our team that went. We had like 5 people who were going to go. Mertzy was the only one who braved the storm. And he didn't even leave Mount Horeb until like 7:15. So, yeah, good for him. I'm happy I stayed home.
Okay. I don't have anything else. That's disappointment. Disappointed, but not surprised.
What are you so disappointed about?
You make this big plan to go out. This is the only open practice before you get a chance to see the Badgers, and you make this semi-bold. By the way, you guys are on board. Anyone that says, I'm not saying, but I'm saying anymore, it's a $5 fine that goes towards the American Family Children's Hospital. That's on our station because we got after gel. You guys are all good with that as a new rule amongst, at least I can only go off of our team. I can't tell Brusty and Jen Gabage. I can't.
I literally heard you tell Brusty yesterday.
I did tell Brusty. Yeah. And Kyle, I think Kyle is going to be the arbiter of how much. I thought $5 is a fair number, and I think the fines will pile up. Are you all right with that, Jason?
Sure.
So no hedge. By the way, great new nickname from Kyle yesterday. Yeah. Hedgeco instead of Evco. Hedgeco, because he hedges everything. And the more I started thinking about it, he does hedge because he is I feel like I invented or at least started, and I don't know, I'm sure other people did, but at least with our company, I'm not saying. It's gone too far. It is now gone where people are just saying it, and you're not even saying anything. Evan has been saying this, I'm not saying, or I'm not going to say this, or he is a hedger. You and him are very similar. I've said that before, but not
many times.
The more I'm like looking at it, you guys are kind of the same mind, which is scary.
Yeah, he's incredibly good at this on the air stuff. So I wouldn't put myself in that class. But yes, I do hedge, and I don't think I use. I'm not saying. I'm just saying very often because I just don't say anything.
But you do say I'm not going to say this. But
you do say,
wait, does that fall under the same?
Yes.
All right. I'm happy to support the American Family Children's Hospital.
Well, just say what you're going to say. You don't have to say I'm not saying. That's my point.
Well, I'm curious, since you were the one who
in charge of the word police. I did, and it goes for a good cause. Nobody's getting fat and happy on it. We're going to do it. And I think it will tighten things up a little bit. That's all.
Tighten things up.
If you don't say it that often, if you really want to drop it in every once in a while, you pay the toll
you
to
pay
do
the
it, but it
toll,
could
like
still
you're
be
heading to
powerful.
Illinois.
Yeah, it could still be
Jesse,
powerful.
this is all your fault that this has become an issue.
No, it's Tausch's fault because
It's
he's
your
the one who started it.
overusage.
You've been using it a lot.
I've used it
You've
for
been doing it a lot. No,
things,
you've been doing it a lot.
which are not controversial at all. I asked when we should have the conversation about Pat Murphy, not that we should fire Pat Murphy, and that's why saying I'm not saying is not just to say something controversial and then be able to take it back. It's when I'm saying that I'm clarifying that I am not saying this.
Yeah, and
There's
my
a
point
difference
is
between
just-
saying I'm not saying
I
to
get it.
clarify I'm not saying something.
Yeah, I get it. My point is just say what you mean to say. Like Natasha Bedingfield said, say what you mean to say and just go.
John
move on.
Mayer.
Whatever.
So if I would have said in May of 2025 when the Brewers were in fourth place after back-to-back shutouts on cribbage night against the Minnesota Twins, if I would have said, when do we start having a conversation about Pat Murphy?
Yeah. That'd be
That
fine.
would be approved.
That'd be fine.
And then if I was asked,
And then I would
Big
say
Bully
you're
T,
crazy.
Yeah.
He's the 2-time manager of the year.
When Big Bully T is saying, I'm hearing you say that you're saying Pat Murphy should lose his job. I'm not then allowed to rebut
No,
that
you can
by
rebut
saying
it.
I'm not saying he should lose his job. Then it's going to be a $5 in the jar because
No,
you're
it
going
has to be unprompted.
a little bit of a
Unprompted.
tyrant when it comes to this.
I don't want to
rule.
be a tyrant. I don't want to be a tyrant.
Old T, and T stands for tyrant.
Old tyrant. I don't want to. Don't be punching that in. I know exactly what you're going to do, and we're not. No, I'm not going to be a tyrant about it, but it'll make the show better, and that's what we want. So I think it's a good rule, and unless there's a genie bus on this category that can overrule everything, I think we'll get 2/3 majority vote because I don't think Jason will vote for it, but I think Jesse will.
I'm confused. Do you think that this has been such a pervasive issue?
Yes. Yeah.
That
it's
this
been annoying.
it has hurt
It's
the
super
quality
annoying.
of the
Yes.
programming?
Yes, it has. Yep.
Has it hurt the quality of the programming more than you not being here for the past
That's-
3 weeks, Larson?
Well, we all take vacations, Jason.
I understand. I'm just saying, how much damage has it
I
done?
believe you were 2 weeks before my 2 weeks, so just so we're all keeping, since we're going to keep track, I'm not saying you shouldn't be doing it.
$5.
Put it up. Put me in the books. $5. Yeah, no, I wanted to get fined. Give me
Shit,
$5.
yes, we know.
Keep a little running tally. $5 for Old T. Put it on the books.
Do we have some sort of a scoreboard? We've discovered the
Jelly will figure that out. You know
we've-
Jelly. He's a creative one.
He has. Here's a guy that did that on purpose. All right. So I'm not saying no. I thought graphically.
Well,
Like
he'll
you've
figure.
got the-
We can't ask him. I mean, you would have thought yesterday when he had to produce and open the show that we asked him to walk the Sahara Desert with no water. Like he was exasperated 3 minutes into the show yesterday.
I heard there was some self-glazing too about what a great accomplishment it was that he carried the show for those 13 minutes.
Oh, I don't know what exactly he was thinking, but it was. I mean, he was exhausted, and then he made sure to let everybody know he was producing and hosting for that one segment, and he did. And if that's what it was, I want to make sure you get your flowers, Gel.
Not what this sounds like at all.
What do you mean? Are you saying? How about them Brewers last night, huh?
How about that, huh? 22. Good Morning America was all about it today. Jason saw that, I'm sure.
Oh, so Jason saw that the Brewers won last night.
I did see that. Yes, I did not see it on Good Morning America though. I was not watching this morning. But I did see the guy throwing the ball into the crowd and Brian Anderson and Rock being very confused by the goings on by that situation. Yes, 22-0. Was it Lara that hit his first career MLB home run off of a position pitcher throwing a 34
Yeah,
mile
does
an
that
hour
count?
pitch?
That almost feels to me like if you hit a ball out of bounds on a par 3, you put it in the water, and then you hit a hole-in-one on that second pitch or on your second tee, and it's really a par. That's kind of what that feels like because you're not hitting it off of major league pitching. Like, it's still a home run.
So you're saying it shouldn't count?
No, it should not count. But it does count. But it should. Just like my touchdown 20 years ago should count. It doesn't. But it should. But it doesn't. This is the flip side of that. This is in Bizarro World.
Is this Gray Rugamer's fault too?
I don't know if it's Gray Ruger's fault, but I know it's. I don't think it's anybody's fault, but that doesn't mean if you go and get a base hit off of a tee, and you're playing against major leaguers, are you counting it as a base hit, or are you not? Because that, in essence, is what this was.
I understand he's not a professional pitcher, but it was during a Major League Baseball game in a Major League Stadium that counts in the statistics.
Counts, but it shouldn't. Yeah.
So it's the opposite of your touchdown,
bizarro world,
which should count but doesn't.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's an odd way to get your first MLB home run. I thought that it was great that Jesse had this in a Sports Center. The biggest. Jesse, help me out with this. The biggest margin of victory in a shutout since 1900.
The Cleveland Quakers. I heard this.
Cleveland
Quakers.
Yeah. 1900.
Why didn't they go back to the Cleveland Quakers when they're doing all these name changes? You got the letter
offensive
Q?
To the Quakers.
I don't think the Quakers would appreciate that.
I don't even know.
Unless there was like earthquakes, but that would make more sense in like San Jose.
Why would you want to have the... that's another story. I don't know why the Miami Hurricanes want to be Hurricanes. Hurricanes are destructive.
I agree.
So why would you... I don't understand that either.
I don't either. Nevertheless, that is almost as long ago as our Yingling guest hotline was invented 197 years ago. All right, we need to get ready for Brian Bulaga. We need to get ready to see if Jesse Nelson is capable of bleeping out profanities. We're going to find that out together coming up after Tausch tells us about something that you never say profanities about because you're so happy with how great your windows are from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
No doubt, and you know what? Shopping for new windows and doors should never include haggling. It should be, was that a base hit? Was that a home run? What? No. Pella, they stick to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home. And they don't use high-pressure sales tactics. When you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, the same team that manufactures your windows and doors, they also sell them, install them, and they service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no game. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
More Wilde and Tausch straight ahead. Stick around.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife, Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter, Eleanor, has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
The Ford Summer Sales event is on now at Metro Ford of Madison. For a limited time, get a new 2026 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $27,972. Price includes $499 dock fee and all applicable rebates. Excludes tax, title, license, registration, dealer fees, and optional equipment. Price subject to prior sale and availability. See dealer for complete details. Offer is valid to qualified buyers and ends August 31st. So head to Metro Ford of Madison today. View full inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. RidgetopExteriors.com. That's RidgetopExteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
I love a good competition, especially when it brings together some of my favorite things. UW Credit Union, Wisconsin sports, and some friendly trash talk. Mark Tauscher here, and it is my pleasure to introduce you to the inaugural UW Credit Union Games. Watch Wisconsin student athletes from various sports go head-to-head until we crown the ultimate winner. Follow along on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel and all of our social media platforms. UW Credit Union, here for every you.
Looking for something fun to do this fall? Get your friends together and join MSCR on the courts. Jesse Nelson here. Madison School and Community Recreation's adult fall volleyball and basketball leagues are open for registration now. Men's, women's, and all gender leagues are forming with games starting in early October at gyms all around Madison. MSCR leagues are all about community, connection, and having a great time, no matter your skill level. Sign up today at mscrsportsleagues.org. That's mscrsportsleagues.org.
Wild Bill goes yard.
And here's a fly ball to left and deep. Hernandez back at the track. Gone! William Contreras unlocked. A 2-run shot.
Your home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN.
Jesse, could you get a base hit against a position player pitching in the major leagues?
No.
I could. They're throwing 55 miles an hour. Gary Sanchez was pitching the other night. You can't get a base hit. I'm not saying you get it right away, but you don't think you get a base hit off of Gary Sanchez?
How many at-bats do you get?
I think you get 10 at-bats.
Yeah, I would think you could go 1 for 10.
I mean, I would bring the outfield way in and make you hit it over my head, like Little League. And my brother, Pat, asked a great question. Why aren't there more home runs then when these position players pitch? I think it's a fair question.
What they've said is because it's so drastically slower and different.
You're a pro, dude.
That it's difficult to like lock in and make contact. It's like going from...
Let me tell you something. If Jesse Nelson's lining up as a 5 technique against me as a pro, I'm not saying, he's so slow and he's so unathletic and he's so weak, I'm going to give up a sack? No.
Not the same.
It's literally the exact same.
That's about brute strength and...
So is...
No.
There's a big part of hitting a baseball that is about quick twitch and about strength and about that.
When you're watching like exit velocity and how fast a ball comes off the bat, in large part that's because of the velocity of the pitch to begin with.
Okay, fine. I'm not saying you're hitting 700-foot bombs, but you should be able to square up the ball.
So does this make Lara's home run now more impressive and it should count?
Yeah, it should
Maybe
count
I need to think about this in a different way.
Do you think it would be easy for a Wisconsin softball player to go to a random Wednesday night beer league softball game and hit a home run?
Yes.
I would say no.
If you took the Wisconsin softball players, I don't care where they're at, if they're starting and they're good enough to play college Division I softball, if they go play in Frankie's Beer League over in Cross Plains, those gals should be hitting home runs.
It's a high-level league. I think there's something to Jesse's point, and I am saying this, that
that's
adjusting,
teetering on the line of a $5.
Adjusting to facing like the Miz who throws at 100 miles an hour, and Luis Lara's home run, which was, I believe, the pitch was thrown at 35 miles per hour.
That's a good changeup.
I
wonder what his fastball.
It was like an Ephus pitch.
Yeah.
I think there's something to.
Well,
the
of course,
significant
Jason. There's
change
physics
there.
and math that's involved in this. Like
I'm just saying, from
but
a
it's a lot
baseball
harder to hit a
player's
moving. You're telling me that you'd rather go if you had to hit a home run to live the rest of your life. You're telling me it'd be easier to hit it against Miz because he throws at 106 than Sanchez who throws at 40?
That's not
what
what
are
I'm
you saying.
That is not what you asked.
Well, what are you saying? That's because that's what you're trying to tell me.
You're saying.
No, you're trying to tell me. Well, you need the velo to get good exit velo. You need the velo. Well,
no,
which one is it?
I didn't say anything about exit velo. I'm saying that
did,
if
and he was trying to give a graph of what the launch angle looked like. He knows what the hell he's talking. We got Einstein in there breaking down physics of. You look like Costanza in that Seinfeld episode. What the heck are you talking about?
I can just be marginally
This
intelligent.
mic is broke. I don't know what the hell's going on around here. You can be marginally intelligent. I don't disagree. Our good buddy Tom Chorney, our tennis expert, said it's going to be easier to hit Yannick Sinner's 140-mile-an-hour serve or his 50-mile-an-hour serve. What do you think you have a better shot at getting it back in play?
I agree with everything you're saying.
What is not the same?
What I'm saying is if you are accustomed to...
Take a minute. You're in timeout.
Take a beat with your broken microphone and call Lois. What I'm saying is if you are accustomed as a professional tennis player to returning 100-mile-per-hour serves, and you're accustomed to 80 to 90 to 100-mile-an-hour pitches that also have movement on them, if that is what you have gotten a steady diet of game in and game out, and then some yahoo who usually plays right field comes in and throws you a 35, it's like the movie Rookie of the Year, where the kid had that arm thing, and then he injures his arm and he throws his mom's like softball
He went
pitch.
to MoMA. I think he was at MoMA.
I'm sure he did. And so I just think it's the adjustment is a difficult one. I would think to answer Pat's question, that's why it's harder for these guys to hit the ball out of the ballpark because they're not used. If you got the slow pitch softball league guys into the game, I'm guessing that they would be more accustomed to that speed of a pitch and could probably hit it more consistently.
I'm not going to argue with you on that. That's a fair point.
That's all I was saying.
That's what we were both saying.
You're trying to tell me that hitting a home run, Pat asked the question, and you guys said, well, of course, you got to have that more exit velo.
I have never discussed exit velo in my life.
So for anyone that is trying to tell me hitting a home run against Miz is going to be easier than hitting against Gary Sanchez, I'd tell you you're nuts.
No, that's
no one is saying that.
In fact, I don't believe anyone did say that, unless you've got some private
Jesse is
text.
trying to tell me about exit velo, about how you need the velocity in order to get it over the fence, and that makes sense. That's physics. And I don't know anything about physics. I took physics for poets.
Einstein sitting in the studio.
Well, I took physics for poets, and it was not very poetic for me. I'll just put it that way. It was not a good class for Old T. Physics in Old T didn't work. So, just like that didn't work in a kayak.
The imagery of that. We got to use ChatGPT to recreate that somehow. All right, so we're in agreement now that it's a significant adjustment for a major league pitcher to face a 35-mile-an-hour pitch. That makes it more difficult for him to put
I
the
am
ball
telling
out of the
you, if I got to block Jesse Nelson in an NFL game.
This is so not apples to apples.
But it's
just
similar.
isn't.
Well, I'm so used to going against Michael Strahan. I'm so used to going against Strahan and his strength and his speed. And Julius Peppers, Jesse's changeup might really throw me off. It is the same.
Use your Yannick Sinner comparison.
Well, it's
and
Tom's,
I know you're
tennis expert.
If you're playing tennis, and I know that's why you're going back to MoMA every time. You also want to get back to your tennis game, I'm sure. But if he's used to seeing Alcaraz and the other top tennis players of today, and he plays you. He plays you at Homer.
One serve to say, "Oh my God, this is slow." Just like it would take him one pitch to see, "Oh, this ain't Miz," and I'm a pro, and I'm really good at my job.
And it's going to make you. I'm just saying that I think that's a more close comparison than your comparison of beating Jesse into submission as a 5 technique.
But it's kind of the point is what you guys are trying to say is. There's a big drop-off from the top end to a position player that
in a skill. hitting a baseball, I understand its strength and quick twitch and everything you said, but it is also a skill. You blocking a 5 technique certainly includes skill.
No, it is a skill.
But it is all but Jesse is nothing even like, at least the pitcher who's a position player is a professional athlete. You're pushing around Einstein in the producer's booth.
That's fair. Now that's a fair comp.
What are you looking for here, Tausch? I think you could beat me in a pass rush drill. I think you would win.
I didn't even bring this up. You brought up Lara home run and whether or not that should count. It does. It's officially a stat. But is it the same thing as hitting one off a Miz? The stat sheet would say yes. It's like when you're in golf and you hit a crap shot and it skips across the water, you get a break, you go take advantage of it, you put a 4 on a scorecard, nobody's going to know any different. It's a 4. It's a par. It's a home run. But is it the same as flushing a shot and sticking it tight and missing a 3-footer? Do you feel the same about having a 4? No, you don't.
I would tend to agree. All right, I need to get away to Matt LaFleur's press conference. Brian Bulaga is going to join us next. I am going to be back in time to catch the second half with Brian Bulaga. But if you need to get away, maybe you want to try your hand at playing Major League Baseball against a position pitcher who's pitching to you, or maybe you want to swing over to Potawatomi Casino Hotel and experience the getaway and the escape of having the biggest hotel rooms in Milwaukee, nearly 500 beautifully designed rooms and luxury suites that are perfect for a weekend reset, a date night, or celebrating something big, and you're just steps away from all the fun stuff happening inside. And if you love to eat like I do, you've got all kinds of options. Dream Dance Steakhouse, The Marketplace, Rockin' Brews, Canal Street Cafe, Ruyi Asian Kitchen, and the Cream City Coffee Company. When we have our fantasy football draft, I want to get Ruyi Asian Kitchen, hopefully, to go so I can drive back home, because that's the one of those that I haven't tried. And if you're planning a wedding, a birthday, or an anniversary, their event spaces are built to make it unforgettable. Elite play, luxury stay, bet on flavor at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Brian Bulaga steps in to the Yuengling guest hotline. Matt LaFleur steps to the podium. I'll be back in a little bit. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Will Tucker Kraft be the NFL's highest paid tight end?
If and when it does get done, my prediction is that number will start with a 2, and that will help reset the tight end market.
Your home for Packers fans, the ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here for Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust. Well, training camp practices and preseason games are great opportunities for the guys up in Green Bay to make sure they're fully ready for the regular season. If they didn't work on things now, there could be some big mistakes that happen in the regular season when the games count. Well, the same goes for car maintenance. Get your vehicle checked before you go on that long road trip or an issue comes up during an important, busy time in your life. And there's no better vehicle service team than the team I trust over at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie. Get a tune-up, check the battery, check your tires, change the oil, make sure all the inner workings of your vehicle are in tip-top shape so you can focus on the fun of getting from place to place for whatever your next adventure holds and not allowing vehicle trouble to disrupt you. Schedule a service appointment, view vehicle inventory, and learn more about all they have to offer at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. That's ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Fix any issues before it counts. When it comes to your vehicle, take my word for it and trust the fantastic team at Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie, the name you can trust.
All the biggest voices, all in one place. The Yuengling Legends Line. Exclusive insight from Hall of Famers, All-Stars, and Game Changers, all on the Yuengling Legends Line.
Brian Braun, I appreciate you joining us here on Kyle and Brust.
But we just wanted to have fun. You know, baseball's a game of failure and adversity. It's such a long season. You want to find ways to enjoy the success when you have good moments.
The Yuengling Legends Line. Crack open a Yuengling lager and raise a toast to an American tradition. D.G. Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly.
The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise. From our family to yours, roofing, windows, siding, gutters, and doors. Your solution-based company, community strong, and service that will please. Get a free estimate today. The Exteriors Company, built for Wisconsin, backed by expertise.
Hi, I'm John Hayes of Goodman's Jewelers. It's hard to imagine, but Goodman's has been the diamond store of Madison since 1933, which means your parents, maybe even your grandparents might have shopped with us. We maintain the same high standards, honesty, and integrity that kept them coming back time and again. Keep their history and our history alive. Shop Goodman's Jewelers today in the heart of Madison at 220 State Street. We're online at goodmansjewelers.com.
The best is at Goodman's.
There's lots to see and do at the Dodge County Fair. Fun for me and you. There's good times in the air.
Corn dogs, demo derbies, rock and roll, funnel cakes, wild rides, and roaring tractors.
It's all happening at the Dodge County Fair, August 19th through the 23rd. Get ready for 5 epic days of food, fun, competition, live music, grandstand action, and family entertainment.
Purchase tickets in advance to save money and make entry into the fair faster. Season tickets are just $35 and can be purchased at most Dodge County banks, Piggly Wiggly in Beaver Dam and Juneau, Leroy Meats, and the Market in Beaver Dam. Or just $38 at DodgeCountyFairgrounds.com.
Don't miss a minute of the Dodge County Fair, August 19th through the 23rd.
So come on, everyone, to the Dodge County Fair.
If there's anything I've learned about playing football in the trenches, it's that confidence is built through scheme and details. It's not much different with your money. If you lack confidence, take some time to sit with Annex Wealth Management and walk through your plan. Annex helps you think of more than investments. Their team considers things like retirement, taxes, even that company stock you have but don't know what to do with. Looking to build confidence with your money? Well, give Annex Wealth a call or visit annexwealth.com.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just to you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today.
Wilde and Tausch. No Wilde. Jason is currently at Packers head coach Matt LaFleur's press conference before practice gets started today up in Green Bay. Packers getting set for their next preseason contest Friday night.
Will this be the easiest thing for let's just call us schlubs, for us non-professional athletes, for guys that haven't been there? Would hitting a position pitcher be the easiest thing to do in professional sports?
Why don't we ask Brian Bulaga?
Right.
I'm going to mull that over because I don't want to say something that I'm not saying. Brian, Old T's being a tyrant today. Welcome to the show. Appreciate you joining us on the Yuengling Guest Hotline. Yuengling, the oldest brewery in America and now officially in Wisconsin. DG Yuengling and Son, Pottsville, PA. Enjoy responsibly. Tausch is on one today for a lot of reasons, including the Brewers beat the Mariners 22-0 last night.
Blue, is Jesse a good fan? Because you're an Iowa fan. You two have been battling. Talking Wisconsin, Iowa. Iowa's gotten the better of us. There's no two ways about it in football. We've killed you in hoops. Jesse is supposed to come out at an only open practice to the public. Jesse is a media member and a fan of the Wisconsin Badgers. He is a big part of our pregame, postgame. He does a lot of stuff here. He's coming to the thing. There's a small thunderstorm that delayed practice by 40 minutes, and Jesse canceled the whole deal. Didn't even bother showing up. How good of a fan is that?
There's a tornado warning that delayed it over an hour and a half.
The practice started at 7:45. The boys started coming on the field. So can Jesse really call himself a diehard when he had planned with 4 other teammates that he works with to come, have a dinner, sit and watch practice, talk ball, do their prep work before the show, and then he decides he's going to stay home and walk his dog? Where does that leave him as a fan?
You know, that's very interesting that happened, because I don't know if you recall, Tausch, when he was giving me a hard time. When I
do remember that, yeah.
Iowa, when it was cold out at the bowl
remember.
game. Yep. So This is
and that
the
bowl
pot
game
call-
now, Brian. Bowl games are not the same thing. Like the season's over, and you're already moving on.
You do not honestly believe.
Just let Brian finish, and then you can. Yeah, I am a tyrant today.
I mean, this is the pot calling the kettle right now, right? Like that's exactly what we have going on right here. And to be honest, as not just a self-proclaimed super fan of Wisconsin football, but also a media member that should be covering these things.
Yeah.
I believe
distinguished media member, if you ask him.
I believe it's his duty to have stuck around and watched.
I would have thought.
Practice.
I would have thought.
40-minute delay is really not that
wasn't
bad.
a 40-minute delay. The doors were
They
supposed
started
to open
practice
at
outside
6.
at 7:45. The practice was supposed to start at 7.
And they said they weren't going to let fans in until 7.
Well,
And then we
7
heard everyone
o'clock,
was kind
people-
of standing
7
around the
o'clock,
concourse
people were
until
funneling in.
7:40.
Can you let Brian finish? Don't be such a tyrant.
I think he's very clearly done. I
No,
think
he's
you're
not
the one
done.
who's
You
not
interrupted
exactly
him.
letting
Brian,
others
if you
finish.
may, go ahead and finish before the old tyrant in there keeps chomping over the top of you.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel that the passion is lacking if a little rainstorm.
Convenient
that,
fandom to me is what that is. Convenient.
Let
Let
him finish.
Go ahead, Brian.
a little storm is going to keep a media member and a diehard out of practice, especially when you have 4 teammates that you've dragged up there as well, right?
Yep.
Like it's not like it was just you; it was 4 other teammates.
4 other teammates. Yeah.
Everybody else except for one did not go.
That's because you, as the leaders, decided not to go. Continue, Brian.
Yeah, I mean that's when you cancel. I mean, what are they supposed to do? I mean, they're like, okay, well,
You're
guy
the Reese
leading the charge-
Davis of College Game Day for here. You're the Reese Davis.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you said, it's not important enough. I'm going to go home and watch my dog and eat some stroganoff. Go ahead, Brian.
Oh, that's what you did. You ate some stroganoff.
not
and,
have
and
stroganoff.
walked the
Well,
dog.
Musty Mac, whatever it
I
was.
mean-
That part was, I
mean-
thought, irrelevant. Continue, Brian.
Chicken and
But
rice
that was-
last night.
Oh, okay, chicken and rice. So that was more important than, watching the Badgers.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it.
And reporting on the squad. We're very close to opening day kickoff.
And
I
it's
believe.
a huge game. We got our 10-year anniversary. It's a big week at Shamrock Series. Notre Dame, big favorites. He makes a bold proclamation that we can beat Notre Dame, and then he doesn't even bother to show up on a little bit of a drizzly night at Camp
Oh,
Randall.
man.
Only
What if
time they're available.
Yeah, I mean, what if there's a big game that you want to go to and it rains? Are you going to
He'll
just
fall
say,
asleep. He'll take a nap with a cup of warm milk.
I'm not going to go. It's raining a little bit. I'm going to sit inside. And when you give me a hard time for not going to a bowl
Yeah,
game,
you do. And he gives you a harder time off air. It's tough.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's tough to
I
even hear.
live 20 minutes from the stadium. I've been to a bunch of games.
So there should be
recently.
no excuse.
Yeah, it's close.
So-
you didn't have a
so there
45-minute
should
like
be-
drive from Mount Horeb.
Yeah, that's no excuse.
Yeah.
It's
Like
a lot
that you
different
would-
than getting after Blue.
Mertzy came. He had a longer drive than you did.
Blue lives across the country from his alma mater, which he's most known in his life for saying Iowa, because he's like a proud alum of the Hawkeyes, and they play in a bowl game right down the road from him. Oh, it's 40 degrees. I'm not going to go. That's so different than a tornado warning coming through the Madison area last night, not knowing if an open practice is going to stay open or not.
Just admit.
Well, you live 20 minutes away. Once they said it was open, you come back.
That's what Mertzy did.
I'd give it up
That's
at that
what
point.
Mertzy did.
Then I was making dinner.
All right,
No.
well, let's get to, because I think people, I'd love to see the YouTube chat right now, but what do we think of, and I'm sure you've talked about this, what did you make of the Keyshawn Nixon comments of competing and he's being punished, and what did you make of the whole scenario and how that played out?
Yeah, I mean, so obviously the I'm being punished part, I'm not totally sure of. I don't exactly know where he's getting at with that. Because like I look at this a couple ways. Like for one, camp is a competition, right? Like at the end of the day, and I looked at it the same way every time I walked into camp. My first year, when you and Cliffy were the starters, I knew that was going to be the case. It was no surprise to me. But like you go in there to compete and at least try to show that you belong. And if called upon, right, especially in my position that I was in my rookie year, you're ready to go. But then as you become more established and you do earn a starting spot where you started the year prior, even how much success you had the year prior, every training camp to me I looked at as a time to prove it again and re-earn that spot and re-earn the trust of the front office and the coaching staff, right? So for me, I don't really know where I'm being punished comes from. But at the same time, like, I think he has to look at this too as they're trying to push him a little bit, right? They're trying to get something a little more out of him, which is why they're doing this. And I think I'm hoping he sees through that and he understands what they're doing, because camp is a competition, and at the same time, behind him, there's not a bunch of experience. Or I mean, obviously, Juiced. Obviously, he played with the Chargers, but you don't know much about him in this team and this defense. Cisse's a rookie. You want to see what he's capable of doing, and you want to give him snaps. So there's going to be rotation naturally. But also at the same time, if you're standing out in camp and you're performing and your performances are that good in camp, there wouldn't be any rotation with the 1s and 2s. So clearly there's some things that the coaches see that they want better from him, right? Like that's pretty obvious.
Brian, how do you go through, because I don't know how you felt going into your last year of your deal and you had an idea that you probably weren't going to be brought back. How do you handle that part of this? Because, and I know people have gotten all over, well, he was a Pro Bowl player last year. He wasn't elected, but he was ended up with injuries and whatnot. He was the number 1 corner. He feels like he's underpaid, and he probably is starting to see the writing on the wall that this is probably going to be his last year in Green Bay. How do you mentally handle that part of it if you had a scenario similar to that?
Yeah, I mean, my last year in Green Bay, when that was LaFleur's first year, I had a feeling it probably was going to be my last, regardless of how I performed, and I performed really well that year. But I looked at it as got a job to do, regardless of if I'm going to be back here or not. It's tough. Like, I want to be back. I love everything about being a Green Bay Packer, and my family does as well. But at the end of the day, I have to go out there and put the best tape I can out there for 31 other teams. But also at the same time, my commitment, my loyalty, and everything that I need to do is for the guys in this locker room right now, right? Like, I need to put my best foot forward for these guys right now, regardless of what my status may be come the offseason. Because, like, it's not that the writing was on the wall that I wouldn't be re-signed, but I just had a pretty good feeling that it wasn't going to take place. So I looked at it as auditioning for 31 other teams. So you have to put your best foot forward that standpoint, but also you're accountable to the rest of the guys in that locker room that you've been with for a long time, right? Like, for me, I was with a lot of those guys for many years, especially with Aaron. Guys like that. Like, I want to make sure I'm playing at a high level for them. I want to do it for my friends, do it for my teammates, do it for the guys that had a lot of ups and downs with, especially the 2 years prior in 17 and 18. They were losing seasons. That's not something that's very common in Green Bay. So you want to be part of that kind of righting the ship type turnover, right? Like, when a new regime comes in and you want to be part of that change that gets this thing rolling in the right direction. You want to be a catalyst of that. So, there's times during that, as I was playing and you're playing well and the team's winning, that you're like, man, like, I don't understand why they wouldn't want me back. You snap back into reality that this thing's a business, and they're gonna go the direction that they want to go, regardless of how I'm playing. Right? I could play the best football of my life, and they may still make the same exact decision. So once you kind of click back into reality that this thing's a business, and then you start putting the personal side of the guys that are in that locker room with you first, and your responsibilities there. For me, it became a lot more easier to just go out there, put my head down and play as hard as I can and try to play as well as I can, because if it's not going to be in Green Bay, it's got to be somewhere else, and someone else has to be impressed with your performances. And I think that would be the best advice I could give him right now is, if you take care of your business on the field and you play well, not only are you helping your teammates right now, the guys that you care about, that if you want to be back in Green Bay so bad that because you like your teammates and your coaches, everything like that, you want to perform well for them. But also at the same time, there's tape going out to all these other teams that you're showing them that you can play at a high level, and and that's really the best way to look at it. Because being bitter about it, being controversial, I feel like that gets you nowhere. And I think at the end of the day, that could potentially hurt your performances. Yeah.
How do you think this is going to shake out? To me, it's been pretty obvious they want Cisse to be their number one corner. He's running with the ones the whole time. They're mixing and matching who's going with the twos, and you get Valentine back, and you'll get him in the mix to see. How do you think this shakes out in the back end?
Yeah, I still think that he ends up being a starter on day one. I just do. I don't see a way that he's not. I think because this, we've talked about this so many times. Coaches sleep better at night when they know what they're going to get from a guy. They know exactly what they're going to get from him, right? Whether fans like that or whatever, that's fine. You may not like that. You may think that's such a bland take, Brian. That's no good. But that's really what this is at the end of the day. Like, coaches sleep better when they know what they're going to get out of certain players. They're not totally sure what they're going to get out of Cisse yet. They're not totally sure what they're going to get out of Juiced yet. Like, they just don't know. That's not saying that they're not going to play a lot of snaps. They will, most likely. But until they do play and they do perform well, right? Keyshawn Nixon's going to play. And then if Keyshawn Nixon plays and he plays well, he's going to continue to remain out there and continue to earn more reps and things like that. So while I think Cisse does play a good amount of snaps, I don't see, especially early on, Nixon not starting. Like, I just don't, especially you look at week one and who they play week one. Like, this isn't a time. Yeah. It's like, it's not really a time to experiment and see if this is the best way to go week one against a division opponent. And the division opponent happens to be the Vikings, who have some of the best wide receivers in the division. Like, and you don't know what you're going to get from the quarterback standpoint. So, like, you really have to be ready for all scenarios with that. And what do coaches feel good about? Guys that they have on tape proving it at the NFL level already. And that's where I see this going, at least early on.
Yeah,
early on, that's how I see it going.
It's going to be interesting, and Jason is going to be back from we'll see what he gleaned from Matt LaFleur, because this is something. You got the O-line that we'll get to after the break. The secondary and the O-line, biggest question marks going into camp, and I would argue probably still the biggest question marks as camp is starting to wind down. I had a lot of injuries, and I played. Brian, I know you did as well. And over the course of the last year, especially at the end of the calendar year, man, I was really struggling. I couldn't get around. My knee was killing me. I needed some help. That's when I partnered up with MoMA. The Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance brings together local providers like OIW, SMOC, Innovative Pain, making it easier to find the right specialist and the right treatment for you. Whether you need care in one of their offices, Surgery Center, SmartScan, or MOSH. I just stopped back in at Ortho Laser after I got back from my flight in Milwaukee. Stopped in, got a quick 15 or 20-minute treatment, and I feel so much better after all the hiking we did and the whitewater rafting and bending the knee. I'm back. I feel good. That's what MoMA tries to get you to do. They want you to get back to doing what you love. I highly recommend seeing their team. For me personally, it has been huge. Learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com. Jason will be back. Join us. We'll hear what he learned from Matt LaFleur. I'm sure Brian and I will get into some of the offensive line shifting around with Belton and where Jordan Morgan's at and all that. We'll do that next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
Mark Tauscher here, and 25 years later, we still climb so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th at Lambeau Field. Climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It's not about how fast you climb, it's about why you climb. All funds raised benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by your Badgerland Chevy dealers. proud supporters of Badger Athletics. Go to BadgerlandChevy.com. Senior writer for The Athletic, Justin Williams, joined the Jump Around last week to share some insight into Luke Fickell. And he believes that one of the big changes the head coach made over the offseason was simply being more of himself.
Part of it was finding the players that he was comfortable being himself with. You know, like Mason Post and Cooper Catalano. He was talking with them on the golf course, and that is like Fickell's love language is talking trash. And I think he recognized here are two guys that, you know, they get me and they kind of have the same motivations and they operate the same way, and he was a little bit more comfortable being himself.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Snakes, zombies, public speaking. The list of fears is endless. But the real danger is in your hand when you're behind the wheel. Distracted driving is what's really scary and even deadly. Eyes forward, don't drive distracted. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
That's ESPNWisconsinContests.com.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy's annual Top Prospect Camp is Sunday, October 11th, bringing together some of the best talent from across the Midwest. The camp is open to high school position players, pitchers, and catchers in the 2027 through 2030 graduating classes. Space is limited and registration closes once capacity is reached. Don't miss your chance to compete and showcase your skills among the best of the Midwest. Register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
The Packers might have their kicker.
Thought Trey Smack going in there, hitting a 58-yarder. Cam was telling me no. I told him yes. To hit really 2 in one game is pretty incredible.
You're listening to Madison's home for Packers fans, 100.5 ESPN.
Wilde and Tausch rolls on with Brian Bulaga and Mark Tauscher, whom I was thinking about as we talked to Matt LaFleur, oddly enough. Tausch, one of your many greatest accomplishments, was coining the term the big Lamborghini for Chad Clifton. For those that are unfamiliar, explain that nickname and how you came up with it.
Lamborghinis, you don't take out every day of the week. You only take them out on special occasions and you let them purr. They don't need a ton of maintenance. They are going to be prime performers. When it's time, you bring it out the garage. You don't bring it out to run to the grocery store. You don't bring it out to go to Sendik's. You don't go to get Grassland butter. You take it out on just those rare occasions, those 17 weeks. And Cliffy was gifted enough. he didn't need to practice 5 days a week. He'd practice maybe 1 day a week, but he'd get out and play. That's the big Lamborghini.
So one of the great all-time nicknames. Now, Brian, during your career, there were times when the Packers wanted to put you on, I mean, maybe you weren't the Lamborghini. We've gone over this. I don't know what vehicle you were, but you were a performance vehicle, maybe not quite as high-end, because you played right tackle, and right tackles don't get the credit that left tackles do. But you hated it. Like, you didn't want the big Lamborghini treatment because you felt you needed the practice work, even though you were dealing with some degenerative knee issues and whatever else. Is that a fair characterization of your belief in the value of practice?
Yeah, and that's fair. I feel like I needed the reps and to see the looks and kind of be out there with the guys. Like I just felt like it was part of being prepared for Sunday, was going through that process day by day, right? Like how practice is broken down, normal down and distance, third down, short. Like I feel like that progression made me feel prepared for Sunday. So like I always found it very valuable to be out there if I could be.
So this walk down memory lane is because of the Aaron Banks situation, who Aaron Banks told Tom Silverstein earlier in the week that his knee becomes very problematic when he does strenuous football activity. Now, when I asked him about that yesterday, he said, "Did I say that?" I said, "Well, I don't think Spoon made up the quote, so I wasn't there, but I think you must have." And he did do some team drills for the first time in camp, like a dozen or so snaps. He jumped in the middle of a series, replaced Jagger Burton, got that work. But I just asked Matt LaFleur this because this isn't going to get better. He says it's tendonitis in his knee, and it flares up when you do strenuous football activities, which is, I don't know how many non-strenuous football activities there are, especially for an offensive lineman. But what I asked LaFleur is, have you already started trying to figure out what your game plan is going to be so you can get him to Sundays? And he said that has been part of the discussion. But like today, I don't know if he's going to practice today. He did team work for the first time yesterday in all of camp. Does he get a veteran rest day then today when they have a lighter workload? Do you play him in any preseason games? This feels to me, because as much as we like Jagger Burton and what he has shown, I don't think he's rookie Brian Bulaga. I don't think he's rookie Mark Tauscher. He's got to show a lot more to be in that category. But like this is kind of the fulcrum that the entire offensive line tips on, because if he's not available, then you have to make some other changes. I know we're wondering what Jordan Morgan's going to be as a left tackle, and rightfully so. But Brian, when you look at this Aaron Banks situation, knowing how you feel about how you needed to practice, and Tausch, when you look at it, knowing that Cliffy was special to be able to play at a high level without practicing all week, is this not something that is going to be a major thing that they're going to have to somehow figure out all season long? And we're not even to the second preseason game.
Yeah, Jason, you said it was last week. You said it the best, and Tausch said it before we went to break. O-line was one of the biggest questions going into camp, and it's even a bigger question now, as you said, not even to the second preseason game yet, and that's like not a good thing. Like it's not good questions. It's not like how great can they be. It's who's going to be out there, how healthy can they be, and how long will they be able to stay healthy for, right? Like, and to me, that's the biggest question, because if it's tendonitis, I might have had it. I don't know. I probably did at some point.
You had everything.
Yeah, there's a chance I had it, and I just I don't. Every case is different, I guess, right? Like I'm not an expert, but if it does flare up that badly, right? Like, and that's what this seems to be, or the way he said it. Mm-hmm. You don't know if you're going to have that guy week in and week out. There's a chance he wakes up on Sunday morning and it's the worst pain of his life, and now you have to make an adjustment on game day and play someone else that hasn't taken all the snaps or hasn't taken all the reps, and you're just not sure what this lineup could look like week to week. And you said it. If you make a change at left guard and it's not Banks and Burton goes in there, now you're moving around potentially 2 other guys, right? Because now you're having to insert someone potentially at right guard who hasn't been playing either, because you would assume if Banks plays, that means Burton's going to play right guard, right? If that's
or
Monk, the way
right? Or Monk wins the job,
or he wins the. But if you're going with your best 5, right? If you're going with your best 5 guys, that means Burton has to be one of those best 5. So if Banks plays, that means Burton goes to right guard, and that means if Banks doesn't play, Burton goes to left guard. Monk then goes into right guard. So you're moving.
And Brian, you're the thing that because we all want competition. That's what the coaches will say. You're also kind of limiting the competition because Banks hasn't been able to practice. You're not letting a guy get reps with Zebak. You're not letting a guy that is fighting for the right guard spot play right guard. He's playing left guard. And then all of a sudden you're going to say, well, he's played left guard really well. We're going to throw him over at right guard. Well, there's going to be an adjustment there. And then also your depth. The depth, developing your depth goes. There's a domino effect when guys can't practice, and then you just throw them into a game.
Yeah. And kind of like we talked about Cliff, I didn't know many guys that could do that. Literally not practice and then go out there on Sunday and look the way that Cliff looked. It was very rare to see that. Like, guys would miss a day here or there. Like, guys would get a veteran day. They'd miss a Wednesday, or they would take very limited reps on a Thursday. Like, that is what it is. But to not do anything, right? Like, and I mean not do anything, like you don't do anything Wednesday, Thursday. Maybe you take a couple reps on Friday and go play Saturday or Sunday. Like, that's very hard to do, in my opinion, because I haven't seen many guys do it and be successful at it, at least, right? Like, so for me, I don't know if that's the path they go with Banks. What type of performances are you going to get week in and week out? And to me, that is the biggest issue and question with this. And we talk about Jordan Morgan and, how's he going to develop? Well, it's going to be really hard for him to develop if he never practices next to the guy that he's actually going to play a game with. They're going to go do that first B scoop. Banks is going to be super thin on it. Morgan's going to think he's going to be heavy on it, and the 3 tech's going to split him, and there's going to be a loss for 3 right there. Why? Well, because they haven't taken any reps.
Well, and the other question is Aaron Banks and Cliffy's deal? Like, that's another question you have to have, and I have not seen that be the case. Can Banks do that? Can he go out and play and perform when he hadn't practiced? I don't know. He's not. I don't think he's not a bunch of all pros, Pro Bowl guy. He's been a good player, but that's a difference too.
Yeah. I mean, Cliffy, as they say, had all the pelts on the wall, man. Guy, I mean, that's a whole different animal. It's a different case. Like, that's why, like, we talk about this with Cliff and what Cliff used to do, but like, Cliffy had done it for so long and he was so good, and like you knew exactly what you were going to get out of Cliff if he didn't practice, and he felt as close to 100% as possible. Like, that was the goal, was to get him to as close to 100% on Sunday, because you knew if that was the case, you know exactly what you'd get from him. So, like, but with Banks, he did miss time last year. He did miss practices last year. He did get a lot of veteran rest days last year because of injury and things like that, and the performances were up and down. They were inconsistent. So, like, and I get you're dealing with injuries last year, but I guess it's the same thing now. You're dealing with an injury. You're dealing with an issue in your knee. So, like, what will those performances look like? Will they continue to be inconsistent? That's my biggest worry. And Tausch said it, there's a domino effect, like, with these things, right? Because there's a chance also, I'll tell you what probably doesn't make tendonitis feel good is when the weather gets below 40 degrees. I can probably assure you that. And it gets pretty cold in Green Bay pretty quick.
Jesse said that's why you didn't go to that Iowa game, because your tendonitis down to cold Iowa. Yeah,
there's a good chance. That's very possible. My my ligaments and tendons and bones would not feel good sitting out in that.
That's why Jesse didn't go to practice last night, too. He's got tendonitis, too.
Final score of a lot of Iowa games is tendonitis, am I right?
I don't know. We'd have to check the Wisconsin scores versus Iowa because I think they put up like 40 each game in the last couple of
31 or something.
or something like that. But
That wasn't good.
regardless of that, the question is you get into a game in December and that thing just acts up in the first quarter, and now you're making a switch on the bench,
And you don't have and you only dress 7 guys, and then you have to start.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to start dressing 8 because you have to understand that this is a very big
Call Gooch.
possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like
not-
things like that happen.
I don't even know how you spin this positively, and I think that's why Matt LaFleur seems so frustrated at the podium when he's talking about it. Jason,
And-
I don't know how much he talked about it this morning, but it's not a good situation.
Well, and he was also asked about what a great camp their defensive line and their edges have had. And he had to acknowledge that it's that's great that they're having a good camp, but what does that say about your offensive line play? Like, he kind of admitted that, you want to be really excited about all these defensive tackles that are having a great camp and the edge rushers. But maybe there's also the reason.
Oh, by the way, our best edge rusher's still on PUP.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
So he did discuss that. Brian, one other thing I want to get to before you go, since I missed your and I definitely I appreciate you guys covering the Keyshawn Nixon conversation in my absence because I feel like I've kind of reached my limit on that. But we spent some time talking with Zaire Franklin yesterday, and your 10th season. And last season in Green Bay was 19, right? And that team, they had you and Aaron and a bunch of experienced cats, including Mercedes Lewis. And LaFleur famously just loved Mercedes Lewis. Like, my favorite story about that is that he liked him so much that as a gag gift, his assistant coaches bought him a Mercedes Lewis jersey because they thought it was so over the top how much he liked Mercedes. There's obviously they are expecting Zaire Franklin to play every snap. He's going to have the green dot. He is not here just as a veteran presence, but it does seem like he has kind of taken on that role as well. And the same way that X and Josh Jacobs kind of took on that role when they got here in 2024. Hargrave's done some of it too. I'm just curious, do you feel better about the leadership with these veteran guys in the mix, those 4 guys in particular, because we've always talked about how young this team is, but you have seen firsthand, whether it was playing behind Tausch early in your career and being around those veterans, or being one of those veterans later in your career, how valuable that truly is? Or is that just something that we talk about and it really doesn't matter as much as we make it seem like it does?
No, I mean, I think it matters. I think it matters in tough parts of the season and tough parts of the game, like throughout a game, right? I think you have those guys and you can lean and rely on those guys for their experience and their knowledge and kind of their ability to pull guys with them and stay positive when things aren't positive, right? Like, you go through a 5-game losing streak last year and you're missing Tucker, you're missing Parsons, you're missing big names. Who's dragging you through all that? Yeah, Jordan Love can only do so much, and his personality may not be of that, right? That may not be his leadership style and the way he likes to do things, but that may be the way that Micah did it, or Tucker Kraft. Like, that's the way they do things. So, like, you have to have the good balance of leadership in the locker room of guys that kind of hit different things, and you bring in now Franklin and Hargraves, and you bring in different personalities that maybe hit on those some emotions with guys, right? Like, and you're able to get different things from different younger players. Like, each guy can maybe impacts a younger guy in a different way, right? Like, they're able to reach them in a different way or communicate to them in a different way than, say, another guy would. I think that's beneficial. And then just their performance. I think if you get solid performance from veteran players and they're pushing through things, and when things get tough and you still see their standard at a high standard and a high level, that's something that younger players look at and say, well, if he's doing it, he's in year 10 or he's in year 9 or whatever it is. Like, I should be able to push through this and get through that. So, listen, I'm not going to sit here and expect for these guys to be all pros and things like that. Like, that's not really my expectation. But I do expect them to have a big role and play well and provide that leadership that this team, I think, has been missing for the last few years. I think they'll play a big role in that.
And they have to play well, like you said. I mean, I as much as I like Mercedes Lewis too, you know, his role was not as significant as, say, Zaire Franklin's will be, or Javon Hargrave, or certainly X and Josh Jacobs. All right, Brian, I'm sorry I missed the first half of your time. I spent it with Matt LaFleur, but I'm glad I got to catch up with the second part of it. Thanks, buddy. We always appreciate you on these Wednesdays.
All right, guys, take it easy.
That is the great Brian Bulaga. He joins us on the Yingling guest hotline every Wednesday. Tausch, tell us about the big plans for the Pierce Manufacturing 911 stair climb coming up soon.
Well, 25 years later, and we still climb, so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th, up at Lambeau Field. You can climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It's not about how fast you climb. It's about why you climb. All funds raised benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. You can register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb. Again, that is PIERCE-MFG.com/climb.
We'll kick off the 10 o'clock hour in 2 minutes, so stick around. It's Wilde and Tausch.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Goodman's Jewelers, the diamond store of Madison for generations. Check them out, 220 State Street, and online at goodmansjewelers.com. The Milwaukee Brewers beat the Seattle Mariners 22-0 last night. That's the real final score of a Major League Baseball game. Matches the largest shutout margin of victory in MLB history going back to 1900. The Brewers put it on the Mariners. It was actually a pitcher's duel into the bottom of the fifth inning. It was 1-0 going into the bottom of the fifth. Kyle Harrison got the win on the mound, but then everybody started getting a bunch of hits and home runs. Brewers scored 5 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, and then with a position player on the mound for the Mariners in the eighth, 9 runs. It was a beer league softball Tuesday night at American Family Field. 22-0 franchise record, of course, for the Brewers, winning 22-0. They're back at it tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Pre-game coverage starts just after 6 o'clock following Molly and Jim right here on Madison's home of the Brewers, 100.5 ESPN. Football Packers back at practice here in just a little bit, getting set for the second preseason game Friday in Denver.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. 3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Time now for headlines as we predict what will happen on Sunday as the Packers take on the Vikings at Lambeau Field.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
I'm going to do something crazy.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
I'm going to say kissing cousins, pack bikes tie.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
He missed it again! And will end this crazy game in a tie. Oh
my goodness.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour of Wilde and Tausch begins now. Tausch, I want you to hear how Matt LaFleur responded to my question about the Aaron Banks thing, because I think what people forget, and you made it abundantly clear, is that most of you guys are self-aware enough to say, look, I need to practice. Like, I'm a good football player, but I need the reps to be ready to be a good football player on Sunday. And there aren't many players that can roll out of bed and pass protect, like you like to say. And Cliffy was one of them. But you wanted to get your work. And there were times when they had to modify your practice schedule too, right? Because of issues you were dealing with. But I don't know if starting the season there, which is where they're going to start with Aaron Banks, is ideal. Here is Matt LaFleur discussing their plan with Aaron Banks.
Matt, Banks obviously was able to do some team yesterday, like Rob mentioned. I'm curious, do you have to start figuring out what the best plan is to get him to be able to play every week? Do you already start talking about like how you want to go about practicing him so you can get him through the season if his knees an issue?
Yeah, I mean, certainly we do that with anybody that's coming off an injury or whatever, or hasn't been healthy. We always have a plan in place in regards to, you never want to overload a guy too quickly and too much. And for some guys, it's just how do you get them to the game? So there's a plan for each individual on our team. Certainly, the more they're out there, the better you feel as a coach. And I think there comes a lot of confidence with that from the player, knowing that they put in the work to go out there and perform at the level that we need them to perform at.
Tausch, getting them to the game is just such a concerning phrase.
Well, I think you asked him that. You put that in his head, right? Didn't you say just getting him to the game? Or did he?
No, I think I said that to you guys when I came back from him saying it.
Okay. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, it's not where you want to be. And it's certainly not where you want to be in August. There's just not a positive spin on that. Now, hopefully things can get better, and tendonitis is a hell of a deal. You don't know, it's going to be varying degrees of how stiff you're going to be and how much you can move and how much you trust it, and it's not ideal. That's why Brian Gutekunst continues to go young.
Right.
It's just the reality of the NFL is younger players aren't hurt as much as older players. And once you start getting hurt, you get more hurt. And other things come up and you compensate. So it's concerning. And I think you asked the question, and I don't know if I got the answer of yes, there's a no doubt certainty that Aaron Banks is going to be your starting left guard and they're going to find ways. I don't know if that's what's in the best interest, and I don't know if that is the plan, because it felt like LaFleur earlier this week was kind of irritated about the whole thing.
No doubt.
So I think they would love to see two guys that will be able to practice and be really consistent if they can go in and step in, even though they're paying Aaron Banks a lot of money. Is it a foregone conclusion that Aaron Banks can be the starting left guard when we go up to Minnesota?
No, I don't think so. And to your point, would you did this, right? You played as a rookie. Monk's not a rookie. Burton is. But if you go into Minnesota with Jacob Monk as your right guard and Jagger Burton as your left guard, yes, they're able to practice all week. But at the same time, that's probably one of the schemes where you least want people with minimal experience to be trying to figure things out as the game is going 100 miles an hour. Regardless of what they end up doing, Tausch, it's probably not going to be ideal. It certainly ain't 2004 when you're lining up you and Cliffy and Wall and Rivera and Flanny, and you just knew you had five studs up front.
Well,
we're nowhere close to that.
I would say that you're not going to have that continuity. You're going to get tested regardless. And I think these guys, there's going to be some growing pains, and it's going to test Matt LaFleur. It's going to test Steno. This is where you need to get creative, and you need to make sure you're protecting your guys. You can't just say, well, we're going to do what we do. You have to say, all right, I know what they do. I know we need to put ourselves in positions to get the ball out of our hands quick. We need to get the ball into our wide receivers. We need to run the football. We need to modify some plans so that we don't get exposed or we put these guys in a position. Coaches' jobs are to put players in their position to succeed. And then the players need to go out and execute it. And there's some things you can do. There's some things you can't do. They're 3rd and 7. Hey, you can't run rollouts and you can't do keep passes and you can't do all the things you want to do to protect certain players. You have to put a plan in place that gives your guys an opportunity to be successful. How you go about doing that, that's where Matt LaFleur needs to already start thinking. What are we going to do if this doesn't happen? What is our contingency plan on this? And then what can our game plan be against a Brian Flores defense when maybe we don't feel great about the interior part? By the way, we also have a left tackle that has not started, or at least has not played in a super meaningful game in a couple of years at left tackle. So there's, again, I don't think the questions that we hoped were getting answered, at least not to this point. And again, I don't want to be Debbie Downer on this because the O-line last year wasn't that great. So just because you know something and you think, well, this is what we hope, you want better. And Jacob Monk is a year older, a year stronger. Maybe he can provide more stability and better play than what we got at the right guard position last year. That's what the Packers are banking on. And as far as the left guard, they have a young player that they feel really good about. And if nothing else, that will hopefully push Aaron Banks into getting through some stuff and hopefully being able to play. And if you can't, you have to develop and grow. It can't be a draft and develop process and just say, well, we need you developed in week 1. That's not how this works. So you have to go through that process as well. And I think there comes a point, and this is where I don't know how they feel about Aaron Banks. There comes a point where you want to see the future and develop it and let it go and grow, or you revert and say, this is what we know we can get or we hope we can get. And almost every time how the Green Bay Packers are going to approach it is they're going to go younger and let guys develop if it's marginally close production-wise. That is typically the way the Green Bay Packers go.
Tausch, tell us about Jones Dairy Farm and the great trip you and Jesse had there last week.
Great trip, a lot of bacon, a lot of sausage. I don't think we had a ton of ham. I think we had some Canadian bacon. And we had a great lunch. They got the great store there. They have all kinds of great things. Jesse, I think you took a bunch of meatballs from
sausage
there.
Patties. I got the sausage patties.
They got meatballs. They have everything you're looking for. And I got to sit down with Philip again and learn more about the great history. 7 generations, all the way back to 1889, Jones Dairy Farm out in Fort Atkinson. And you know their history, their tradition, what has been constant. Their original family recipe for all of their natural sausage, whether it's turkey, chicken, or pork. No fillers, no nitrates. They were clean before eating clean was cool out at Jones Dairy. Find Jones products in grocery stores across Wisconsin. Check the website's product finder at jonesdairyfarm.com.
Our latest Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All celebratory message as our 10th anniversary celebration continues is next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here for Chalmers Jewelers. And when it comes to gifts that actually mean something, I head to Chalmers Jewelers. My wife Sarah, she loves the beautiful custom jewelry they've made for her. And my daughter Eleanor has some special pieces from Chalmers as well. And what I appreciate most, they help you create something personal that'll last a lifetime. Engagement rings, anniversary gifts, or a one-of-a-kind custom piece. Stop by Chalmers Jewelers and tell Garrett and Devin that Tausch sent you.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison. On the air, on demand, on social, on Wisconsin Sports. Serving Wisconsin sports fans. This is 100.5 ESPN.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Every tailgate has one. One person who brings the grill. One person with the long games. One who's convinced this is the year. But everyone's favorite, the one who shows up with the carbless. Handcrafted premium cocktails with bold flavor, 0 carb, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. No mixers, no mess. Just crack one open and enjoy. This football season, make carbless the MVP of your cooler. Find your bliss at drinkcarbless.com.
A strong team makes all the difference, and Everlight Solar just expanded theirs. Everlight Solar now offers roofing and exterior services for homeowners dealing with storm damage. From the first call to the final repair, Everlight quickly handles everything under one roof. When your roof takes a hit, you've got a team behind you. Start today at everlightroofing.com. That's everlightroofing.com. Everlight, powering through any storm. A proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
Steady. Ah, I hit my thumb.
What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Did you swear that you'd get that house project done ages ago and now it's causing you real pain? From leaky faucets to light fixtures, let our handyman team at Bruner Realty fix it all. Fast, friendly, and without the agony. We take care of it so you don't have to. Visit fixedbybruner.com. That's fixedbybruner.com.
Mark Tauscher here for Buck and Honey's. Summer in Wisconsin is too good to spend indoors. And whether you're meeting the crew after work, grabbing dinner before the game, or just looking for a great patio spot, Buck and Honey's has you covered. Their spacious patios are the perfect place to enjoy award-winning dishes, craft cocktails, and an easygoing atmosphere. Visit their locations in Sun Prairie, Monona, Waunakee, or Mount Horeb. Grab your people, find a spot on the patio, and make the most of summer at Buck and Honey's. We'll see you there.
Hurt by a truck? Call Gruberg Offices. One call, that's all.
ESPN Madison is your home for Badgers fans.
I don't want to necessarily say that Wisconsin is going to beat Notre Dame on September 6th at Lambeau
Oh, he's
Field.
not saying.
Wisconsin can beat Notre Dame.
Tune in all season long right here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Sounds like someone's here to celebrate with us.
10 years with this show? Oh my gosh, what a run.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is presented by Steinhoffels.
Greatest show on ESPN Wisconsin, period.
And this celebratory message is brought to us by Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Good morning, gentlemen. Sparky here. There have been many iconic trios in Wisconsin sports history. Starr, Horning, and Taylor. Yount, Molitor, and Gantner, Giannis, Middleton, and Holiday. But when I'm sparking up the old Yule log, the only threesome that can get my attention is Wilde, Tausch, and Jesse. Congratulations on 10 great years, and here's to 10 more.
Whoa, Nelly!
Oh, boy. Wow, spark dog.
What a trio. Yount, Molitor, Gantner, Tauscher, Wilde, Nelson. Again, we're doing a lot of things with our 10th anniversary. This is my favorite thing we're doing. I just absolutely love it. And thanks to Sparky for saying such nice things. Thanks to Gruber Offices for sponsoring this.
Might have been too nice from Sparky there.
It was fine. It depends on how you interpret what he said, right?
How did you interpret it, Jesse?
The only threesome that has me sparking up my Yule log, given his history with the program and what the Yule log has come to mean around
We
these
love
parts.
Sparky, man. Sparky's the man.
We do indeed. And we also love Gruber Offices. One call, that's all. 414-276-6666. 414-276-6666. Or you can go to the website gruber-law.com to find out more about the firm, all the great things they do in our communities. Again, I've told you about how they were at the milk house throughout the Wisconsin State Fair and how all the proceeds from that go to the Wisconsin State Fair Foundation. David was there pouring milk at one point during the fair, and they're also involved with UW football. Not that Jesse was involved with it yesterday for the open practice because he no-showed for that, but they're doing Heat and Housing for Heroes, the hero of the game, as they will present a veteran of the game at each of the games, at Badgers games at Camp Randall Stadium. So it's one of the great things that they're doing as well to honor and help veterans. Go to the website again, gruber-law.com, to find out all about the great things they do in our community. Speaking of people that are great in the community, Steve the Homer True joins us next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Brian Butch here. From high school All-American to Division I to the pros, I've always respected people who put in the work. And Labor Day is about exactly that. From August 19th through September 8th, get 40% off all Iron Jock gear with a minimum purchase of $50 using code ESPN40. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Our gear is moisture wicking, anti-static, built with 4-way stretch, and powered by silver ion technology to help eliminate odor-causing bacteria. Iron Jock, built on performance, built to last, built in Wisconsin. Shop the Labor Day sale now at ironjock.com.
Mike, what's one of the most important questions people should be asking about metal roofing?
It should be who's doing the installation. It takes focus, precision, and technical experience. We'll answer all your questions.
After all, we are masters of metal roofing.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweta. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweta metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweta Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Mark Tauscher here, and 25 years later, we still climb, so they are never forgotten. Join the Green Bay Metro Fire Department and Pierce Manufacturing for the 14th annual 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb, Saturday, September 12th at Lambeau Field. Climb at your own pace while carrying the name and photo of one of the 343 fallen firefighters. It's not about how fast you climb, it's about why you climb. All funds raised benefit the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Register or donate at piercemfg.com/climb.
Shopping for new windows and doors shouldn't feel like a negotiation. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't believe in games. They never inflate pricing, and there's no high-pressure sales pitch. Just premium windows and doors built for long-term comfort, beauty, and peace of mind. Buy direct through Pella, and one trusted team handles everything with Pella-certified installers every step of the way. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Great baseball players are built in the offseason, and the work starts this fall. GRB Academy offers group training programs designed for serious players of all ages and skill levels. Build a stronger all-around game with position player training, develop your arm in the fall pitching program, or improve behind the plate with youth catching. Plus, take your swing to another level with offensive power development. Find the program that fits your goals and register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
There's nothing like the neighborhood spot on game day. Every stool's taken, every screen's on. One minute you're surrounded by strangers. The next, you're high-fiving your new best friends. Once your turn to order, ask for Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. 95 calories, just 2.6 grams of carbs, and flavor that holds its own from kickoff to that final whistle. Light beer that drinks like you mean it. Yingling Flight, the next generation of light beer. DJ Yingling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Homer on Wilde and Tausch is brought to you by Olson Toon Landscaping, helping homeowners and businesses across Dane County create and maintain outdoor spaces since 1997. Learn more and contact the team today at olsontoon.com.
Whatever you do, make sure you do it right.
I love talking to Homer for a variety of reasons, but one of them is that in our YouTube-friendly, royalty-free music realm that we find ourselves in, we still get to play Duke Tomato and the All-Star Frogs, and I get to say, you know what that music means? He is the host of the Homer Hour, which I join 3 days a week on ESPN Milwaukee and ESPN Beaver Dam. He is the voice of Marquette men's basketball, coming up on, what was it, season 37 for that? And of course, you can check him out on YouTube when he does God Talk, My Faith with Homer and Pip. And he joins us on the Yingling GOAT hotline, because he is the GOAT, the all-time, greatest of all time, Wisconsin sports talk radio host. It is Steve the Homer True on Wilde and Tausch. Homer, good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Did you enjoy?
That was quick.
No, he doesn't like. He doesn't like to.
I understand, but that was like you got a plane to catch or what?
Yeah, how you're doing? He doesn't want to waste time.
I'm very important. I got a 1 hour show. Show it some respect.
Yeah, but that's in 6 hours.
But that's prep time, buddy.
You got 6 hours.
You're always prepping.
You do 6 hours of prep for a 1 hour show?
I do 23 hours of prep.
You do it while you're sleeping. So you do it while you're sleeping. You dream of topics.
Yes.
What?
Okay.
I dream of cheating.
So what is your big topic? What is your big topic that you dreamt about last night, Stephen?
No, I did. I don't have a dreamt one because it lost out. I had an earlier one today with the Tosha Genius Club. It is somebody's birthday next Monday, and on birthdays they have that person buy breakfast for everyone else, which I said is stupid. On your birthday, other people should buy the breakfast for you. And I think I'll use that as my.
How many people are in this breakfast club, though?
The members of the Tosha Genius Club, maximum 8. Generally, about 6 show up when we meet.
Okay, so I actually like this concept because you're getting together 8 times, and you're going to get 8 breakfasts for the price of. Well, I guess no, you're going to get 8 breakfasts for the price of 8. I like this concept. I don't like the hole-in-one where you have to buy drinks when you do something great. That makes no sense to me. But I like this breakfast club idea.
It's like in school when you bring a treat on your birthday for the class. Yeah.
That's stupid. I thought it was when I first did it. I was in 4th grade. I said, shouldn't we bring you stuff on your birthday? I haven't changed much since 4th grade, but I thought that was stupid.
When have you made the biggest changes in your life? Like what? You've been the same person since you're in 3rd grade?
I mean, fundamentally, yes. I don't know. I don't think I've changed at all.
I bet you were a punk as a kid.
Oh, dear.
No, whatever I was.
What do you mean?
I irritate people.
Yeah.
I was in 5 fights from up till 8th grade. I went to a Catholic school. I must have irritated so much they wouldn't have fight me. I lost all 5. I was scared of being hit. That's bad. You get into a fight.
You started all five of those fights?
I didn't start any of them. They wanted to fight me.
So you got punched first every time, or did you ever throw fists?
Every time. No,
Really?
No, I mean I threw, but the saddest one was when this guy could have just beat me up so badly. I was like running around to avoid him hitting me, and then eventually hit me a few times. No, but I never.
Were you ever bludgeoned?
What I did.
Did you ever get bludgeoned?
No. Bludgeoned means like just massive
A lot of blood, yeah, a lot of blood and some big open wounds.
Only on one of the 5, I came home and my mom said, "What happened to you?" But so I said, it's kind of black and blue in the face and a little blood, but that was the only time. So clearly, I was a pain in the butt. I mean, I was very selfish. So maybe I've changed a little bit that way in being aware of other people.
I don't think you would consider yourself selfish now, would you?
No,
not now.
I don't think you are at all.
As a kid, I was totally. I
think aren't most kids selfish though?
I would have thought I was smart enough to listen to people who say, "Look, either they didn't say it because I was hopeless." All right, this is an example of not knowing. My older brother, who was the smartest true by far, astrophysics, Princeton. He wrote a
smarter than Jesse in his physics.
Not even close.
Okay,
Jesse, in his sleep. And my brother's smarter than Jesse.
I would agree.
Anyway,
I don't even know your brother, and I agree with that.
I agree too.
I love talking about him because he was such a great person, not just very smart. So he goes to Indiana. Now he's introduced. He gets accepted into the astrophysics at Princeton. There are 20 people in the class, and the
Is Ted Kaczynski one of them?
What?
Didn't Ted Kaczynski go to Princeton and
might have
study
been. I don't know.
astrophysics?
That's not part of my story.
No, he's part of the Breakfast Club in Tosa.
So anyway, he tells me that there are 20 kids in the class. The professor goes, 20 kids in the class. Look around, the 20 of you. You are, I'm sure, the smartest kid ever in your school and probably the smartest city in your town. Look around again. 20 of you, 10 won't make it. And I said to Mike, so what do you think? He goes, I don't know. Thought I'd give it a shot. Come on. And of course he did. He got his PhD. But come on. Why couldn't I have been like that? But anyway, so no, all I cared about was myself. And
so you'd rather be your brother than yourself?
Oh, he was better than me. And don't you meet people like he's just better than me than every way? So he's now.
But you're better at him than other stuff.
No, nothing.
You're
one thing. No better than tennis. That's why I was. Stupid.
But you're not. You think he could host a 1 hour or maybe a 2-hour show if you brought your brother into it?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Okay.
He was so creative. Here's this guy this smart. He cares enough about us. I'm 4 years younger. He takes us to professional wrestling. Future astrophysics at Princeton. Hey, let's go to professional wrestling. We lived in South, but we drove to Fort Wayne. I'm thinking, okay, Mike. And then we get there, okay, and Mitsu Arakawa or Blackjack Lanza, I remember it even though it was 100 years ago, he gets hurt, and the announcer gets the mic and says, hey, we got a problem. Is there a doctor in the house? I turned to my brother and said, if you were a doctor, would you admit you were here? So he even laughed at that. And he
pretty good line, actually.
He scammed a radio station with this. My dad had his work at our house. We had 3 phone lines. 3 phone lines, one for his business, one for the adults, and one for the kids. My brother figured out they had this stuff where you'd call in to buy things, like a Saturday buy-in show.
Oh, you use all 3 lines.
Yes, and we would make our bid and then put our phone down, but we had on a cassette recorder the sound of the phone being hung up. So we all made our bid. We got something $100 for, like, he wasn't mean. I wanted to get it for like $2. He said, no, I'll do it for 10, whatever. And so we make the bid, and then we hear the people going, okay, we still got 56 seconds on these items, and we're not getting any calls. Go ahead, feel free to call in. Well, because we had tied up the lines, they didn't know it. At the end of the time, we get the prize, And then, of course, he cleans the lines, and I go, no, all our lines are fine. And so I go, well, Mike, why don't we do this 5 more times and get like $1,000 for the stuff? And he's like, calm down, just, So he goes, well, you get to go in and get the prize. I said, I'm not going in and getting the prize. They might have figured out we scanned him. I don't want to go to jail. So he went in himself, got the prize, and so he's going to get drafted. He is like number 3. He loses weight to avoid being drafted. When he goes in for your first physical.
You're talking about for the Army here, not for like the NBA.
Yes,
okay, I just wanted to make sure we clarified that. Okay.
So like he's already skinny. He maybe weighs like 145. Well, he gets on the scale, and then somebody says, well, you're okay, but you're pretty close to what? So he doesn't eat for like 2 years or whatever, so he stays under the low limit and avoids the draft.
He didn't eat for 2 years?
No, I mean...
A lot of bone broth. I think bone broth
he
is
ate
what
less.
Okay.
But like, who would do that? It's hard to believe that somebody that smart would have
So
done
your
it.
whole life, it feels like to me your life has been shaped by your relationship with your brother.
And your father,
No,
who didn't come see you
All I
compete in
cared
any
about-
sports.
No.
You
my
feel
whole life has been
inferior.
fed by
You
me.
have an inferiority complex.
No, I don't. I don't have
Okay.
any complex at all. I'm
All right.
just inferior. It's like people who I taught tennis would say, they lack, I don't have enough confidence. And I go, no, you're not that good.
That
Your
hurts.
problem is you're not good enough, not that you lack confidence. Well, yes, parents didn't like it when they would say to me, my kid, I got known as Coach True, don't even ever talk to him about mental. Why? You'll find out. You got to help me out. My kid, he's a choke. Gets late in the match, he can't hit his forehand. I go, no, he's not a choke. He has a bad forehand. It sucks at the beginning, and it sucks in the middle, it sucks at the end. You just notice at the end. And they go, so that's the best you got? I said, you wanted to know what he needs to work on. Get a better forehand. We'll work on it.
Your last name is True. You tell the truth.
So I lost.
Except for your kids.
Isn't part of coaching trying to get him to be better, though? Why are you tearing him down?
Tell them what they need to do to get better.
But you
He
tell
said
them
he
they
needed to cut
suck.
his
That's
hair
not
to get
going to,
better.
I doubt that's going to
No,
help.
that particular shot sucked. They had to understand that we've got to work on that shot and get it better.
Hit a backhand cut and come to the net.
Yes, there
Yes.
you go. Now we're talking.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, but I can talk even more about my brother. Do you want to know even more?
Yeah,
So
I'm fascinated
he
by it.
graduates from college. I mean,
Okay.
it was just everything he did. He introduced us to the Whopper. Everybody ate from McDonald's then. He went to Burger King, got a Whopper. He and his friend used to watch Mission Impossible Sunday night.
What was it? Was it 99 cents a Whopper back then, or what was it?
I don't know what it was. The first
Okay.
time, I'm like, where the hell did you get that? No one eats that. It's good. So, what else was I? So he finishes at Indiana before he goes off to Princeton. By the way, he was great when he went to Princeton. He figured out the richest people and would go to their garage sales because they just wanted to get rid of stuff. He had like a $500 suit that he got for $8. Why? Because, he figured out where the richest people were. But anyway, that's right. So he graduates from Indiana, and we didn't do anything. And I go there to take out his stuff. He's got lime vodka. And I go, lime vodka?
Better than
No one
Tito's.
drinks
Better
lime
than
vodka.
Tito's.
But yes, and so he explained that. All right, at Indiana, so he's just this guy, wasn't good enough to play college tennis. They have this famous race that was a movie. What was it, Breakaway or whatever? The locals won the race. And
Point Break, I think, with Busey.
whatever it was. But anyway, no, it was all the fraternities. No dorm had ever qualified because these fraternities would bring in cyclists. So he starts a group with 3 others. They called themselves the Brain Jocks. And they the first ever
The BJs.
dorm.
They call
to
themselves the
qualify.
BJs.
Yes. The first group ever to qualify into the race. And they lost by like 800 laps. But I thought, that's my man. And I never asked him for help or thought, who knows how much money I could have made on like computers and stuff. He was in the original group where they had all these cars, whatever. So Einstein was my brother, and I was too selfish because all I ever cared that I was better than him at tennis.
So do you think you could have been better than him at physics had you put the same effort in? No?
No. So, I mean, I go to high school. I'm 4 years younger, and I don't know which teacher it was.
Said you suck at physics, give it up, go play tennis?
They said, aren't you Mike True's brother? Because I was the next one. I go, yeah. He goes, huh. And you just tell, like, what the hell happened to you? And I didn't They actually said that once to me about my sister because she was pretty and I wasn't. His name is Tom Ehlers. You can look him up. His dad was best friends with Johnny Wooden. He played in the NFL, and he was offended that I had a letter sweater because I was such a. And he goes, "How'd you get a sweater?" I said, "Play tennis. I'll make more money playing tennis than you will playing football," which wasn't true. He said, "Aren't you Mary True's brother?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Whoa, what happened to you?"
Oof.
And I go, "What, you think you're the first person to say she's really pretty and I'm not? Can't you come up with something better?" Fortunately, he didn't beat me up. But back to Mike. Do you need any more Mike True stories? But anyway,
is your brother still your brother's? Where is he at now?
He passed away from brain cancer in 2005. So he's healthy. This is the worst thing that's ever happened in my life. So his wife was a scientist as well. She died of lung cancer, never having smoked. 5 years later, he gets brain cancer, dies in 6 months. They got 3 gorgeous girls, 15, 13, and 12, and they're all orphans. Come on. How could anything be worse? Anyway, the girls are all doing well. But what was I back at? I had one other Mike True story, but I can't remember. Anyway, that's better than to me. I can go 2 hours. Like, don't you met somebody that you think is just like the most phenomenal person? Now, he happened to be my brother, so I knew more stories. Oh, so he writes this book, a play about our family that I never saw till after he passed away. You know what he said about me? Damn thing.
What?
We used to play football in the family, and all Steve ever did was argue about the rules. Every time he played,
sounds like you. Checks out.
Thought, no way, that's not me.
So is this play? This is like one of those, like a script, or is it?
Yes, he wrote a script. No,
why don't you put this? Why don't you try putting this out?
Off Broadway.
I know. I didn't think I didn't think it was long enough, and I was so upset that I was like that. But I guess even he didn't.
I wonder,
all
Homer.
the things he could have talked about with me. All right, in the play.
Yeah.
He's going to pick out the one where I'm fighting over the rules all the time, never happy the rules.
Yeah.
He captured your essence.
He captured you, exactly.
You could get 2 nights at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson.
I would watch this in a heartbeat. I was, unfortunately,
Jesse will do the music
score.
score.
Of me and how he describes me and how smart he was. Yeah, you just like to just rub it in a little bit more.
I wonder, you have always looked up to your brother and felt like he was the best. And I bet he probably felt like he wanted to beat you in
better than me in some way.
He wanted to beat you in tennis probably more than anything else, and he's accomplished all this other stuff.
No, my older brother?
Yeah.
No, he had no interest whatsoever.
Really?
In fact, my younger brother, who was better, he thought my younger brother could be the only true that was fast, who could run. So he took him to, like these youth track meets. And my younger brother was a great tennis player, all Big Ten. And after 2 of them, Mike quit. He said, "Nah, you're not fast enough." Moved on to something else. None of us in the family were totally scared of everything. He gets a little motorcycle, and the next thing you know, my dad has an old Chevy Impala. He takes it to the South Bend Speedway and races it against other cars. Like, we didn't even know the Speedway existed. Where's Mike? He took the car out to the South Bend Speedway. What the hell is that? He's racing it against. You could take your car and race other things.
Like Earnhardt? You could go race Earnhardt or Richard Petty?
No, you didn't race Earnhardt. You would have raced Mark Tauscher, who brought his, Thunderbird or whatever. Yeah. Didn't tell us about it. So, yeah. No, you guys would have somebody. It wouldn't have to be your brother. Just the most amazing, special person that you've ever met in your life. I know.
It's been a great segment this morning. I've enjoyed this.
Can I talk about Mike next week, too?
I would say this. It's awesome to hear you talk about how much you loved your brother and how awesome he was. And I have no problem whatsoever.
I don't know how much I loved him. Is that what?
That sounds. I'm not. You admired him.
There's a lot of respect. I can tell that. There's a lot of respect.
Yeah, who couldn't respect him? What am I? How could you not respect all those things, even if it wasn't your brother, right?
Agreed, and you got to see him up close.
Keyshawn Nixon.
I'll be honest.
Yeah,
I was expecting. I was expecting a discussion of how last night's Brewers-Mariners game should have turned into banana ball, Instead, we got your brother.
Oh, we'll have other times. If ever a game showed the need for banana ball, with baseball, which Brian Bulaga came up with, the first thing is batters get an aluminum bat. 2, anybody can bat. And then 3rd, anybody can pitch. But the aluminum bat will be awesome. These guys will be trying to hit it like 600 feet or whatever. And in banana ball,
Won't the third baseman get killed? Won't the third baseman get killed if he's playing?
Dangerous. Yes.
So you back the third baseman
don't
up,
have that answer.
and then you
that
bunt.
might hurt the aluminum bat idea.
You back the third baseman.
Bunting's
you bunt
not
him.
allowed in banana ball.
No bunting in banana ball?
It's a rule. Yeah.
Is that
And the
right?
center fielder throws the ball into the stands on the second out.
And yes, all these things. Can you imagine that game last night? At that certain point, all the fans are going, banana ball, banana ball. They don't want this crap going on. The first team gave up. Now the second team is so far ahead, they use a position player to pitch.
Homer, I think the throwing the ball into the stands with only one out is the white flag. Like that's when you say we've had enough. Pat Murphy doesn't even see it because he's throwing the ball with his kid in the backyard, going into the clubhouse.
You know what the problem will be with banana ball is that fans would start screaming for it, even though the game's not over. So it's like 8-1 in the 5th. Banana ball, banana ball.
Wow, there'd have to be some. I think a 10-run rule after 7 is the only time banana ball can be
10 runs at the 7th inning stretch.
They would go to AI and figure out once the game is determined to be 99.9% over, then banana ball takes over. But you're right. I'll put you in charge as to when banana ball takes over.
Okay.
You pitch.
I will take that.
Now pitching Mark Tausch, who's known for the worst pitch ever, pregame.
Yep. I will take that under advisement. That's something I think I get my head wrapped around. I do.
Right. I want banana football, too. Preseason games, two quarters of JV, and then the final
3
half
quarterbacks.
Banana ball.
Yeah, banana ball would be 3 quarterbacks.
Whatever. You could come up with the rules.
Yeah, and you could.
You could, if you can. I love the uprights. At any point, if you can throw the pass through the uprights, a certain number of points. If you can punt the ball through the uprights, a certain number of points. And if you drop kick it, it's double points. Through the uprights becomes a huge part of banana football.
I'm all on board with all of it. The preseason it needs to be. This needs to be done. I heard Louis Riddick arguing today with Hawk about these fights and everything else. Let's get to Labor Day and let's just get the season going.
Well, no, the fights tell me that people care. The only thing that matters in the preseason is joint practice.
No.
And they can't. Brian Bulaga told me we can't make the games joint practice because they don't want the film to be available to all the other teams, which means they're still legitimate to some point.
Mm-hmm.
So, don't you think joint practice wouldn't that be good enough for the coaches? They need a few of those?
But it's not good enough for the TV networks.
Correct.
And they still draw big numbers.
That's why banana football as second half of the preseason to me would be perfect. But if you can come up with a better way to do it.
I don't know if you can do banana ball with people getting crunched in the middle of the field. I don't know how that works.
They aren't. They aren't.
You want them to do pirouettes and
you
have fans involved. You have Jesse come down and play 5 technique.
We got to get dogs on the field somehow.
A game that doesn't require that kind of collision because it's the banana football, then everything will be fine. But and you can also have your group of banana ball players if you want. If you're afraid about those getting hurt, each team has like 6 people because there'll be good college players that they cut or whatever. And when you cut them, you say, hey, by the way, we may need you for banana ball. So you can figure this stuff out easily.
Yeah,
but you
need
to add banana football to the preseason. You would agree. That's the foundation.
Something needs to be done. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Okay, I apologize because if Mike was still with us, he could figure out this stuff way better than me.
So you're apologizing for Mike not being here?
No, I'm apologizing for me.
Oh.
I'm apologizing for God because how could you have a plan that included doing that to kids with their parents? But anyway, I'm just saying, if Mike was still alive, I would call him and he would come up with better options for banana ball. If Mike was alive, you would never want to talk to me. I'd have him on as a guest in Tausch. Can you just
we'd be. Now that part, I think, as we part ways here today, we can agree with. That part is true.
Bye.
That was something.
That was Steve the Homer True, younger brother of Mike True.
Figured out a lot of why Homer is the way he is, which I love. Homer's crazy.
I will just I will just say this, and then we will play trivia. After telling the story of Mike and his wife and their passing, I am impressed that Homer has as strong of a faith as he does. I think that would have been really hard for me to handle. All right, what is today's category, Jesse, and what caller would you like so I can get down to practice?
Are we not in the 11 o'clock hour yet?
We are not.
No,
what are we doing?
We have a surprise special
I
guest
know.
coming up. Jason's going to be at practice. There's a lot going on.
Practice only goes till 12:01. It's now 11:03, and I still haven't left.
Wisconsin Geography Wednesday.
Oh, that's fun.
Caller 15.
Caller 15 right now, 844-770-3776, 844-770-3776. I am saying caller 15, but if I say I'm not saying, I'm just saying, then I have to donate $5, and I'll happily do so to the American Family Insurance Children's Hospital, one of the many ways AmFam is involved in our communities.
Indeed, and Brew Crew, well, they were rolling 22-0 last night. And we're going to head down there on Friday. I'm excited to get down there. And Brew Crew, your dream game day starts at the parking lot patio located outside American Family Field next to the third base gate entrance. Parking lot patio is your go-to pregame hangout. Play yard games, grab free giveaways. Free, fun, and open to fans of all ages. So stop by before your next Brewers home game. The parking lot patio is presented by American Family Insurance.
Trivia's next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Milwaukee Brewers, the Seattle Mariners.
Lara, fly ball to deep left. Back it goes. It is up and gone! The first big league homer for Luis Lara.
Tonight on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
Get ready to unleash the dragon at Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Introducing the region's very first $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Feel the thrill, chase the excitement, and win big. With jackpots soaring to $1 million, your chance to hit it big is here. Come experience the ultimate gaming adventure. Visit Hard Rock Casino Rockford today and play the $1 million Dragon Link slot game. Your legendary win awaits. Hard Rock Casino Rockford. Let's hard rock. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Steinhafels. Shop Steinhafels Labor Day sale and save up to 30% on furniture and decor. Test Rest a Beauty Rest Black and get a free $25 gas card. Only at Steinhafels. Senior writer for The Athletic, Justin Williams, joined the Jump Around last week to share some insight into Luke Fickell, and he believes that one of the big changes the head coach made over the offseason was simply being more of himself.
Part of it was finding the players that he was comfortable being himself with. You know, like Mason Post and Cooper Catalano. He was talking with them on the golf course, and that is Fickell's love language is talking trash. And I think he recognized, here are two guys that they get me, and they kind of have the same motivations, and they operate the same way. He was a little bit more comfortable being himself.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olson Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olson Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsontoon.com today.
Life moves fast. Your car should move with it. At Zimbrick Chevrolet, they've got a vehicle and payment options that fit every stage of your journey. Just graduated? Start smart in a Chevy Trax. Stylish, efficient, and budget-friendly. Growing your family? The Equinox gives you the space and versatility you need. And when life gets even bigger, the Traverse or Tahoe is ready for it all. Kids, carpools, and road trips. Visit them today in Sun Prairie or online at ZimbrickChevrolet.com. Zimbrick Chevrolet, the name you can trust.
Dealing with storm damage? That's never fun. That's why homeowners are turning to Everlight Solar for roofing and exterior repairs done right. They handle the entire process, from insurance claims to fixing your roof with one trusted team. Less stress, faster solutions, and a home that stays protected from the elements. If your roof took a hit, Everlight's got you covered. Visit EverlightRoofing.com to get started today. That's EverlightRoofing.com. Everlight, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics.
All day,
Every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Looking to buy your next home or ready to sell and move on to bigger and better things? What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Ready for some fun in the sun this season? Let's get housed. Nobody knows what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to get started. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
The Brewers have the best record in baseball.
Everything they've done this year is to say, can this team beat LA? That is the goal.
Continue listening to the First Place Crew all season, right here on 100.5 ESPN, Madison's home of the Brewers.
To the sidelines of Green Bay Packers training camp practice going on up in Titletown. Jesse and Tausch right now on Wilde and Tausch. We have a special surprise guest scheduled to appear coming up in the 11 o'clock hour.
I know who it is.
I know who it is as well, in addition to Jason reporting from the sidelines of practice. So let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into Wilde and Tausch trivia presented by Cousin Subs.
Wilde and Tausch Trivia is brought to you by Cousin Subs. National Sandwich Month is here. Cousins Club members earn exclusive rewards throughout August. Join now by downloading the Cousin Subs app. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
On a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday, we have a first-time contestant, and I am pulling for him to win this week. From the greatest city in Wisconsin, it's Chris in Muskego. Chris, how you doing?
Doing great.
First-time contestant on a Wisconsin Geography Wednesday. Tausch has not even seen the questions.
So I'm fired up. I love geography now.
So Tausch gets to play along with you. Chris.
Apostle Islands National Park.
Oh, just you wait. Question number 1. Latitudinally. We're doing it right out of the gate.
Why are you not using your voice?
Latitudinally.
I'm a little excited. Are you not jacked up? You got enough sleep not going to practice last night.
Actually, I could have used some more. Which of these Wisconsin cities is located farthest north? Chris, farthest north. Ashland, Ashapun, or ask me a more difficult question?
Number 1.
Tausch, do you agree?
I don't even know what you said.
Yeah, okay. It's Ashland. Chris is correct. He's on the board. Ashland,
logging country. That's logging corridor up there.
Way up in your where you want your national park to be.
Yes, indeed.
Question number 2. Speaking of which, by acres, which of these is the largest state park?
Ooh, good question. I'm curious to find out this one.
Largest state park in Wisconsin. Is it Devil's Lake State Park, Big Bay State Park, or Peninsula State Park?
I have no clue, but I'll go number 2.
Number 2 is Big Bay State Park.
I'm going to agree. I think it's Big Bay.
That's the one you want to make a national park.
Need it or don't need it?
Wrong button.
It's certainly not
Big
3.
Bay.
It's not 3.
It is not Peninsula State Park in Door County.
That's a small park.
Devil's Lake State Park is the largest.
It's the biggest state park. What's second?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It wasn't one that I recognized, which I was surprised by.
Right.
Big Bay was actually pretty far down on the list. It's only like a little less than 3,000 acres, I want to say.
Okay.
Devil's Lake was close to around 10,000.
That's a big lake.
Yeah. Chris, chance to bounce back with question number 3. I'm asking this because my wife Becca took this on her trip out of town for the week. Which of these Wisconsin cities does not have an Amtrak passenger rail station?
Ooh.
So
Okay.
2 of these do. We are looking for the one that does not.
Okay.
Have a Amtrak passenger
I think I'm gonna
rail
get this
station.
one.
Is it Toma, Columbus, or Pewaukee?
Pewaukee.
Yeah, I'm going to guess. I'm going to go along with that. I know Columbus does.
Columbus
I love that
does.
Columbus train down to Chicago.
Becca took it. I'd wanted to do it for years.
It's nice.
I was jealous that she did it, and she said it was great.
You sit back, play cards. It's comfortable.
Don't have to worry about driving in the Chicago
Nope, it's
traffic. If
beautiful.
you're going all the way down there, it's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
Columbus does. Toma does. La Crosse does. The Dells. No stops between Columbus and Milwaukee, though. I was surprised by that.
Stops in Milwaukee, though.
Right.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, nowhere in between. Like Delafield or Pewaukee or nothing. Chris, you got 2 of the 3 questions right. That means you got 3 of the 4 entries into our drawing on Friday for the Cousin Subs gift card. Not a bad debut. Chris, thanks for playing. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
Chris and Muskego, our trivia contestant.
That's his first time,
timer.
huh?
Yeah.
Sound like a seasoned pro.
He's a seasoned veteran calling in, but that was his first time playing trivia with us. Maybe, in his good fortune, he should head down today to Hard Rock Casino
Well, how
Rockford.
old is Chris, do you think? Is he over 55?
I don't want to speculate.
Well, if
but
he is, he gets a great deal every Wednesday down at the Hard Rock Cafe. You get 50% off meals of $40 or less. Again, that offer can be directly redeemed at Hard Rock Cafe by printing that voucher at the kiosk. We go down there. The sports book, we had a big discussion this week about Jordan Love and whether those MVP odds or how many wins the division. Got a great sports book. It's a premier entertainment destination, and it's only about an hour away from the greater Madison area. The most generous and frequent promotions of any casino in the Midwest. You can play, dine, shop, and enjoy live shows. And, of course, the sports book that I mentioned. Hard Rock Casino Rockford, a premier entertainment destination just off I-90 in Rockford, Illinois.
Jason's at practice. We got a special guest, surprise guest joining us in studio coming up. The 11 o'clock hour officially kicks off in 2 minutes. Stick around.
Don't go anywhere. Another hour of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, is coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Mark Tauscher here for Pizza Hut. I've been telling you for a while now how much I've loved Pizza Hut going back to the days when I was a kid participating in their legendary Book It program. Well, how's this for a throwback? Introducing Pizza Hut's Throwback Value Menu. Features their iconic personal pan pizza, just $3. And a medium one-topping original stuffed crust pizza for just $10. You asked for it, so they delivered. It's the Throwback Value Menu from Pizza Hut. Order on the Pizza Hut app or at pizzahut.com. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good morning, Madison, and streamers everywhere. I'm Jesse Nelson. Sports Center brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. I don't know about you, but I didn't watch, actually, all of the Brewers game last night. They did win it, though, 22-0 over the Seattle Mariners at American Family Field. That's not a joke. 22-0, the final score. The Brewers set a franchise record and tie a Major League Baseball record for the largest margin of victory in a shutout win. 22 runs, 22-0. Crazy. Luis Lara hitting his first big league home run as part of the offensive onslaught last night. Brewers scored, it was actually 1-0 going into the bottom of the fifth inning. They scored 5 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth, 2 in the seventh, and then 9 in the eighth en route to the win. Kyle Harrison got the win on the mound for the Crew. They're back at it tonight. Probably not going to score 22, but you never know. 6:40 first pitch. Pregame coverage starts just after 6 o'clock here on Madison's home of the Brewers. 100.5 ESPN. Football Packers back at training camp practice, getting set for preseason game number 2 Friday night in Denver. Jason Wilde hosts Wilde and Tausch. They're next.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com. Three-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year, Jason Wilde.
Joining us now is the Green Bay Packers' new head coach, Matt LaFleur on Wilde and Tausch.
Packers Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher.
Matt LaFleur, Matt Nagy, and Matt Patricia. Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach not named Matt? No, I'm sorry.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio at ESPN Madison.
Who is the most famous non-NFC North head coach named Matt? Matt Damon, Matt Ryan, somebody else.
And celebrating 10 great years on ESPN Wisconsin.
Can you repeat that question?
Sorry.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The 10 o'clock hour is over. The 11 o'clock hour is underway at 11:18.
This is super late today. I don't even know where we went wrong.
I believe
we went to Balaga early. No, we went to Balaga early with the break.
I think we were in pretty good shape heading into Homer. I am happy to blow up the clock because I thought that sounded very cathartic and important to him to share stories about his late brother. I'm fine with that. From a clock management standpoint, did it create some challenges? Yes, it did. But we're fine, and we will briefly tell you about the Packers' offensive line. This practice closed to fans, open to the media. So I don't normally say too much about what might be going on, but it is allowed into the public sphere, and so I will share this tidbit for the second consecutive day.
Banksy.
Aaron Banks is practicing. Now they're in shorts, helmets, and I think they call these now spider pads. I don't know what you guys had. They're not completely padless, but they're, shells, I think you guys called them back in the day.
Yeah.
But Jagger Burton is working with the number 2 offensive line, while Aaron Banks is at his normal spot. And Kyle McCord just threw an interception that Kamal Hadden picked off. Kamal Hadden coming back from that grotesque leg injury that he suffered against Baltimore late last season. He had him. He had him in his sights, that's for sure. Tausch, we talked a lot about Aaron Banks. The fact that he is able to take part. I know this isn't a padded practice. I know it's going to be done at 12:01, so it's not a high-intensity practice. But nevertheless, the fact that he's back out here, that has to qualify as a very positive development.
You would think, yeah. And you always wonder why coaches message in a certain way, and I don't know if this was hey, you better get your butt back out practicing.
Felt like it.
That's why I said it.
Yep.
And here he is. So I think as coaches, you have to know that fine line of there's going to be injuries, you're going to be banged up, but at some point we got to see what we got. We have to understand what we're going to move forward with. And I think the Packers and Matt LaFleur kind of reached that point. I don't think they're mad. I think they're saying we need to see something. And, when you pay someone like they paid Aaron Banks, they need a certain amount of production from him, and if they can't, they have to figure out what they're going to do instead of that. So I think message received. Now it's, can he kind of weather the storm? And it seems like he's backtracking a little bit off of his commentary with Spoon about that tendinitis, because the bottom line is, man, nobody cares. Like, if you're going to go out and play, the criticism is going to come if you're not out there and it's not viewed from, at least it's a major injury. It sucks when you're not 100%. You don't feel like you can be 100%. You have to find a way, and if you can't, you have to kind of give yourself up and let someone else get in there, and that's a dangerous game that you play, especially in the back end of your career.
Our very special guest, who I'm assuming that when we have our 20th anniversary and we talk about the greatest moments of the second 10 years of Wilde and Tausch, we'll be talking about this moment. We'll introduce him coming up after Tausch tells you again about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
And if you're shopping for new windows and doors, you don't need to haggle. Pella, they stick to straightforward pricing, honest conversations, and helping homeowners find the right fit for their home, and they never use those high-pressure sales tactics when you buy direct through Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Same team that manufactures your windows and doors. They also sell them, install them, and they service them. Real pricing, premium quality, no games. Schedule your free in-home consultation today at PellaWI.com.
Our special guest is unveiled next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Call today, 855-PELLA-WI, and online at PellaWI.com/radio.
Mark Tauscher here, and whether you're chilling in the stands, cheering on your favorite baseball team in the summer, or keeping those mountains blue in the bleachers as the snow flies at a football game this winter, there's nothing better than watching your favorite team while enjoying an ice-cold Coors Light. Coors Light is brewed with a 3-step cold process, cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged, so it's actually made to chill. The mountains on Coors Light's cold-activated bottles and cans turn blue. It's when you know it's chilled to perfection, which, besides the cold, refreshing taste, is my favorite thing about drinking Coors Light. Refreshingly cold and only 102 calories, Coors Light is made to chill. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
ESPN Wisconsin celebrates Wilde and Tausch's 10-year anniversary, presented by Steinhoffels.
Our very first guest,
Aaron Rodgers. Give us an over-under on what number would you set for how many shows we do together?
Daily, 52 weeks in a year. I'm going to say you do about 230.
Wilde and Tausch's 10th anniversary is also brought to you by Sendix, by Outdoor Living Unlimited, by Gruber Law Offices, by UW Credit Union, and by Events by Design.
Less than 4 in 10 kids aged 6 through 12 are playing sports regularly. 4 in 10 kids? Let it sink in. Just 4 in 10 kids. ESPN is building a nationwide coalition powered by Disney called Take Back Sports, with the purpose of training more coaches, expanding access, and creating community-driven sports programming that puts kids and fun first. We're working on that story. We hope you'll join us.
Visit takebacksports.org to learn more.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project.
For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Since 1956, Hallman Lindsay Paints has been making paint in Wisconsin for Wisconsin. Because of their commitment to making great paint for Wisconsinites, Hallman Lindsay has grown over the years to 27 locations in this great state. Headquarters in Sun Prairie with a state-of-the-art facility, Hallman Lindsay has the paints you need to make your job better. From do-it-yourself to professional, Hallman Lindsay has paint for everyone. Visit one of their local locations today in Madison, Sun Prairie, Middleton, and Janesville.
Ben Brust here to tell you about why your next work van should be from Mercedes-Benz Sprinter at Zimbrick European. First off, we have versatility. The Sprinter vans offer 16 body types and thousands of ways to customize that space. Number 2, we have reliability. Sprinter's most powerful diesel engines last longer and require less maintenance, spend more time on the road and less time in those bays. Number 3, we have safety. Sprinter's safety technologies include curtain airbags all around, load adaptive electronic stability program, and crosswind and attention assist. Number 4, Van Care Mobile. Our maintenance team can come to you with routine service. Who wants to go in? Let them come to you. They work with multiple trucks on one visit. Use the Mercedes Me Connect. And last but not least, get your Zimbrick Sprinter at Zimbrick European at Rimrock Road and the Beltline, or go online at ZimbrickEuropean.com, because your next Mercedes Sprinter van is waiting for you.
Mark Tauscher here. People ask, why did I join UW Credit Union? Well, let's break it down. Convenient local branches, easy to use mobile banking app, rewards checking with early payday, and that beautiful Bucky debit card. Also, they've been serving Wisconsin since 1931, which means they have local expertise that's actually local. So stop by a branch or visit uwcu.org to join today and become a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Wilde and Tausch on 100.5 ESPN is brought to you by Everlight Solar. Save money, save the planet. Everlight Solar.
a red letter and white letter day, cardinal and white, some might say, day, in the history of both Wilde and Tausch and ESPN Madison and ESPN Wisconsin, because joining us now, not just as a guest, as he has done so many times during our 10 years, not just as the voice of the Badgers, and not just as someone who really is so humble that he doesn't want me doing this sort of thing. Joining us now as our teammates, our ESPN Madison, WTMJ, ESPN Wisconsin teammate. He is the GOAT. And he puts up with Tausch not quite as much as I do, but frequently as well. It is Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, and our new official teammate. We're not just friends, now we're teammates.
Newest teammate. Wow.
As I told them out there, they have to raise the average age of the Good Karma team, and I am doing just that. Effective now.
You're still younger, not age-wise, but from a fundamental standpoint than Jesse. Jesse's the oldest guy here.
Son.
It's true.
Welcome to the team, Dad. Good to have you.
Appreciate you.
So both of us were at practice. We stayed for all of it.
We did.
Oh, boy.
Jesse has invited 4 of our other teammates to come to the practice last night in a little rain, and he says, I think I'm going to stay home and eat some beef stroganoff with my dog.
Okay, I didn't have beef stroganoff. It wasn't a little rain. It was a tornado warning.
But did you see a tornado? Did you see a tornado float through?
I did not see a tornado. I didn't even see lightning.
No, it wasn't even lightning.
Just a little rain shower
just
for a
little
while.
rain for us. Yep.
Well, we had one person still go. Adam Mertz shared boots on the ground reporting, along with, as he said in his text, 300 of his closest friends. And we got a full report of everything that took place in the open practice last night. I felt bad, not that I wasn't there. I felt bad for the program because, this would have been a really cool thing to have a bunch of fans come out for and experience some of the fun, the excitement
Get
around
the
this
first
season.
Look at the squad. Yep.
We're all starting to feel it again. It kind of feels like when it was Luke Fickell's first year. There's excitement, there's a rejuvenation, and it was a little bit.
So Matt, this is what Jesse does. Your big announcement on being a new teammate at Good Karma, and Jesse steals it and takes over that's what happens.
Is that how this
at
works?
Good Karma? It's all about Jesse
Welcome to
all
the
the
team.
time. So welcome to the squad. We are really excited to have you. You are a pro's pro, and we always appreciated you joining us, and now in a full-time role to join all of our shows, and obviously Wilde and Tausch. So we appreciate it. We love having you on the squad.
I'm humbled to be here. My question is, when I was the sub of the day, when Jason was on vacation, was that like an audition?
It was.
Okay.
You passed 100%. Flying colors.
Right.
Yeah, you did really well.
It was a close call from what I hear, though.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm out tomorrow, so I don't know what you got going on from 9 to noon. But
are you out tomorrow? I didn't even know that. Oh, that's interesting. So
at your suggestion,
congrats. Good. Yeah, no, Jason, you need a day. You've worked almost 3 weeks, and listen. I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to go there. I've had some time.
Wait a minute. Did you just say I'm not going to say anything?
No,
Isn't that a violation?
I think that's
then
you just said it. You just said
put it on the books. Put
Yep.
another 5 spot down. Put it down on the books. All right, Matt. So we were watching last night. You've been there a bunch throughout camp. I'm torn on this because I'm optimistic. Jesse has said that we're going to beat Notre Dame. He didn't say that, but he said it.
Oh boy.
I'm not going to ask you for that, but where are you at as far as your optimism level of this team?
I'm putting a word ahead of optimism, or I'm cautiously optimistic. Cautiously, because I think they have more talent. I think the quarterbacks, the 3 new faces, are very gifted, or more so than what I think we have seen. I think the running backs, when healthy, I think Abu Sama, who's been healthy,
he's got that little
he
gear.
can move. He can move. I think Darion Dupree, who we saw some flashes of last year, I think he can continue to get better. They've had a couple guys who've been in and out here in recent days, but Brian Jackson from USC, 240-pounder. Big strong dude. Nate Palmer from TCU. He can be shifty. He's got some strength to him as well. So on and so forth. I'll defer to you on the offensive line. They need to get healthy there as soon as possible. But I say cautiously optimistic because we don't know about everybody they're playing. I mean, Notre Dame is bringing back most of its production from last year.
Seven guys, I think. There are 7 news, right? 7.
Yeah, 7 new starters.
7 new starters.
Yeah, the running back rotation will look different, but the quarterback, C.J. Carr, really good last season. Sounds like they're going to turn him loose more this year. So on. But the first 3 Big Ten games are against new coaches, so probably much different rosters. From Matt Campbell at Penn State, Pat Fitzgerald at Michigan State, and Bob Chesney at UCLA. So there's still in college football, I think more so than the NFL, the unknown is really huge. But just watching this team in the spring and through the first couple of weeks of fall camp, some days the offense will be great. The other days, like last night, the defense will dominate.
Night for the D. Yep.
The defense was good. And I do think this team's defense will be better than a year ago. And it was okay. Last year they didn't create a lot of turnovers.
Second half of the year, I thought really, played at a high level, and there's more talent in the back end.
Yeah, you can really notice that. Guys who can really run, some experience on big stages as well. So I do like how the defense looks, but I'm still going with cautiously optimistic about this team. I don't know what the number is, what the magic number, or Jesse's lukewarm pseudo hot take.
12-0, I think, right? And
I do not. I don't have us beating Notre Dame either. I said they can beat Notre Dame. There is a blueprint to beating Notre Dame because they've been susceptible to September upsets before. Those are the history of Wisconsin playing at Lambeau Field. And because even though Notre Dame has a lot of players returning, Wisconsin's going to be a new-look team. Like you're saying, the offense is going to look totally different than it did a year ago. If they can catch any team by surprise, it would be week 1 before there's anything on film. That's why I think it could happen.
So that was his hot take that went viral?
Well, he said he's not saying, but he's saying. And we started, now that you're a teammate, and we're happy, if you say, I'm not saying, but I'm saying, and you're not going to do that, I don't believe.
Probably am
It's
now.
$5 for the Children's Hospital.
Okay.
Which is reasonable. And we've already made, I think it's already $15 in the pot just off of today.
And it's all from you.
Well, at least 10 of it is, yeah.
I have a feeling I'll be making a donation.
Yeah, that's outstanding. All right, Jason, what do you got for us?
All right, a couple things. First of all, from practice, Tucker Kraft getting a little bit of extra work in right nearby with tight ends coach John Dunn. Also, Micah Parsons here, and he was running, if not at full speed, running very fast. Straight line with Nate Weir, their head athletic trainer, so he continues to make progress. I do have a few questions on the Badger fronts, and since I, too, did not attend last night's open practice, although I was not scheduled to appear. And the big one for me, Matt, is the quarterback position. Jesse, I don't know if he has the stat handy. I know he made it into a trivia question the other day. But you look at the Luke Fickell era, you look at the transfer portal that brought in a new quarterback every year, and then all of them suffered varying degrees of significant injuries that made them miss time. What have you seen from Colton Joseph? That's what everybody's obviously interested in. And if they can keep him healthy, unlike the previous transfers, what would that do for this offense?
Well, I think they want their quarterbacks to be able to run. And Colton Joseph, Deuce Adams, transfer from Louisville, Ryan Hopkins, true freshman from Newport Beach, California, all 3 of those guys can run. And I think with Joseph, and he certainly showed this last year at Old Dominion, and he had a couple of long touchdown runs in their season opener at Indiana last year. I would imagine he will have the ability to frustrate defenses where you might have the receivers covered up and you think you've got Joseph boxed in, but he has the ability to pull it down and run. He can extend a play and find somebody if he needs to throw it to. But he moves really well, and he's thick. He's a pretty muscular guy. Now, you still hold your breath a little bit. Tausch, when he's going to run the ball as much as I think he might, hopefully he is good enough at being able to protect himself. I think the term is cliche. I think he throws it well enough. I don't know if it's wow, look at the arm, but I think he throws it plenty well enough. But his ability to pull it down and run when he has to, I think that can be a real weapon for this offense.
Yeah, both in designed runs, and I think the gut punch, if you ask any defensive coordinators, you get to 3rd and 6. That's what you're hoping to do. And when a quarterback can move the chains, and we have not had that. And Mordecai was able to do it a little bit, We haven't had that. That is such a weapon to just get another set of downs. You're definitely going to be able to see that. There's a real athleticism at the quarterback spot that I think is going to make this offense much better. Again, got a long ways to go upwards, and I think that quarterback position, having the legs and be able to do that, is going to be a huge addition.
And I think too, he had a big game against Virginia Tech last year, and I know Vatek has dipped here in the last couple of years, but still, you're at Old Dominion, and you go into Virginia Tech, and Joseph had a really, really good game. There was a former Badger assistant I talked to earlier this summer. Tausch, you know Phil Elmation, right? Coach DB's in your time there.
Had a little intensity about him.
Intensity, but we were talking about, and he lives in Virginia, and he was gushing with praise about Colton Joseph. He goes, I love him. Phil Elmation's a pretty intense
He's not
dude.
a big praise guy.
Yeah, he's not. So okay. All right. I'll duly noted moving forward. So we'll find out together, Jason, but I do think it may be an advantage of this team too. If it needs to go to Deuce Adams or Ryan Hopkins, I don't think they necessarily have to overhaul the offense either, because the skill sets are such that they all three can throw it, all three can run it. It's not just a pocket passer. A lot of times you hear dual threat quarterbacks, that means they can't throw. These guys can throw as well as run. So, knock on wood, if something were to happen or they just needed to make a change, the offense doesn't have to completely change with it.
I am told that Jesse, being the magnanimous teammate and so excited to have you as a teammate, and his father that you never wanted to be to him, that he has agreed to give up Whoa Nelly so we can
2 days
ask
in a
some
row.
more questions of you. What
No
an
Nelly, am I
unselfish
right?
teammate.
More like no Nelly,
right?
I'm not sure what the masses are going to think of that. I look forward to hearing Whoa
I like
Nelly
it
when
too,
I'm
but the
driving around.
YouTube people are they're hard on
They're
our little
divided.
buddy. Yeah.
They're not sure.
Not really.
I do have some questions. One of the questions I don't have for Matt LePay is, are you a UW Credit Union member? Because we all know that the place to land, if you care about the Badgers and about good customer service,
I know this.
is UW Credit Union.
We have leaned on our friends at UW Credit Union to give us T-shirt guns up in the booth. I think they've been able to figure out a way to do it in basketball.
What?
There's something about trajectory and down and
Exit velocity,
we
say.
are still working through that process, because I think it'd be fun for Jump Around if Matt and I both, as it starts going, as the music starts rolling, we're firing off T-shirts. That'd be great. But just being a member at UW Credit Union member is great, too, for every stage of life. UW Credit Union is here forever you, proudly serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. They help you reach your financial goals. Join today at uwcu.org, insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions do apply.
More with our new teammates, Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers. Next, it's Wilde and Tausch.
This is Wilde and Tausch, driven by Zimbrick Chevrolet in Sun Prairie on 100.5 ESPN. See their full inventory at ZimbrickChevrolet.com.
At Associated Bank, we thought about speaking like other banks with hoity-toity names like Total Privilege Pay or something. But we don't speak bankish, we speak your language. When we say 2-day early pay, we mean you get paid 2 days early. $50 overdraft grace zone? That's a grace zone of up to $50 if overdrafts happen. And maintenance fee-free account? Well, that speaks for itself. At Associated Bank, we get you. That's why we've got you. Learn more at associatedbank.com/YouGotThis. Member FDIC.
If there's anything I've learned about playing football in the trenches, it's that confidence is built through scheme and details. It's not much different with your money. If you lack confidence, take some time to sit with Annex Wealth Management and walk through your plan. Annex helps you think of more than investments. Their team considers things like retirement, taxes, even that company stock you have but don't know what to do with. Looking to build confidence with your money? Well, give Annex Wealth a call or visit annexwealth.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
I love the group. I love the guys we got. We've been together for a couple years now. It's not our first rodeo together.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
You're talking about practice situations.
That's the mindset. That's the goal for us, is to be able to go out there and finish.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Earlier
in the calendar year, Brian Gutekunst made a trade with the Indianapolis Colts to acquire veteran linebacker Zaire Franklin to help bolster the year one defense led by new defensive coordinator Jonathan Gannon. Franklin has gotten in a couple scraps over the course of the last few Packers training camp practices and says that his mentality on the field is he wants to be an alpha.
My mentality in between the white lines is ultra competitive, like ultimate alpha. Like I want to challenge the best, the biggest. I don't want a little guy. I want to go against the baddest out there. That's how I feel.
With the Green and Gold Fix, I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on where you purchase insurance and by state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Molly and Jim. I never thought I'd have to design a second wedding ring, but after losing my original, that's exactly where I found myself. And Jim at Condon Jewelers made the whole experience feel special instead of stressful. I got to sit down with Jim, talk through what I loved about my old ring, and actually be part of designing something that felt like me. And now I absolutely love my new ring. It's beautiful, it's personal, and there's a story behind it. If you're looking for something that feels completely your own, Jim at Condon Jewelers is the person I'd trust to help you create it.
Creating lasting impressions every season, every day. That's the Olsen Toon landscaping difference. Since 1997, Olsen Toon has been transforming outdoor spaces across Dane County. From landscaping and concrete to excavation and maintenance, they're your one team for everything outdoors, keeping your property looking its best year-round. With experienced professionals and a collaborative approach, every project is built around your vision. Ready to elevate your space? Let's get started. Head to olsentoon.com today.
Looking to take your baseball game to the next level? GRB Academy's annual Top Prospect Camp is Sunday, October 11th, bringing together some of the best talent from across the Midwest. The camp is open to high school position players, pitchers, and catchers in the 2027 through 2030 graduating classes. Space is limited and registration closes once capacity is reached. Don't miss your chance to compete and showcase your skills among the best of the Midwest. Register today at grbacademy.com. That's grbacademy.com.
ESPN Madison is your home for Badgers fans.
I don't want to necessarily say that Wisconsin is going to beat Notre Dame on September 6th at Lambeau Field.
He's not saying.
Wisconsin can beat Notre Dame.
Tune in all season long right here on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Continuing with the voice of the Badgers.
A picture up on our video screen with our friends at Pizza Hut. I think that's what lured. That was his NIL. That was Matt LePay's NIL to get him to join the team. A couple slices of pizza and a disco outfit.
Us and Big Perk. Big Charles Perkins.
Big Perk doing some things.
He is.
Big Perk.
You can, of course, hear Matt as the voice of the Badgers, and one of the Badgers' great partners is also one of our great partners, of course, with Gruber Law Offices. And I talk about how great they are in the courtroom and everything they do, but they also do so many things in our communities. And there's a symbolic chair at Camp Randall Stadium that remembers American heroes, and they are involved in a great cause, which, of course, is the Heat for Heroes program. If you haven't seen that, when they bring out the veteran at Camp Randall, it's a great thing that Gruber Law Offices is involved in. You can find out more on their website, gruber-law.com. All right, Matt, I got two quick ones for you, more procedural than specific to this Badgers team. I would start with this because you are the GOATs. We all know that. You've got your lifetime contract at UW, which I'm certainly hoping I can get one of those from GKB so I don't have to worry about my employment. But, like, you've done this for so long, and obviously I knew you way back when, right, when the Minnesota Vikings tried to steal you from us and everything else. I'm curious, though, how different every season is now in the last, whatever it is, 5 years of the NIL era. You just went through the Badgers depth chart at quarterback, and it was 2 transfers and a freshman, right?
Yes.
Like, you had, it was different. You knew Tausch for 4 years until he finally got his starting opportunity, right? Like how do you go about kind of, you have to know every one of these guys and be smart about it in a second on the air. How much of a challenge is it, and how good have you gotten at it?
Or at least fake it, the ability to fake it. One thing I did this summer, without getting in the weeds too much, is I actually put together my little board for the Badgers, because they watched them in the spring, because they could, who is 91? Who is?
Well, I remember the Hoops game when they introduced the football team in January, and I saw you at halftime, and we were like, who are these blanket guys?
Recognize like two guys, like 50 year seniors. That was about it. So yeah, I'm doing stuff now that I never would have even remotely considered pre-NIL, but with more than 30 transfers on the team and with the true freshman class. I mean, spring ball for me, literally, Jason, was like, oh, who's this guy? Who's this guy? Mm-hmm. And before training camp started, I thought, okay, let me just put a board together. I know it's going to change, but just an idea and pertinent notes, like I was going to call a game that weekend, which I've never done that going into a training camp. But I just, now in this world, yet I feel like I have to. And it's different. I would say that, by and large, the players they bring in are still really good dudes, and they're the kind of players that fans would enjoy getting to know. But a lot of these guys are here for a year, and you're not going to get to know them. And that's, a lot of alums have come to practice, football alums. Shout out to Brady Ewing.
Brady has done an awesome job.
And it's always fun to catch up with those guys because I got to know them. They were here for 4 years, 5 years, and it's not gonna be that way moving forward. So you just have to roll with it. I give you the basketball comparison. Nick Boyd was here last year. Really great guy. Maybe at some point he will reconnect with the university when the pro career is over. But he was here for just 1 year. Whereas, Ben Brust, Decker, Gosser, those guys, or Brian Butch, the whole way through, and you really get to know them. And in the case of Tausch, who's now a friend. Brian Butch is now a friend, and it's just going to be a different dynamic with players not being here, in many cases, more than a year or two.
All right, last one for me. You will be here, not at Ray Nitschke Field because the game won't be taking place here, but you'll be at Lambeau Field in a couple of weeks. You obviously call the majority of your games from Camp Randall and feel the press box move when jump around happens. Do you have favorite non-Camp Randall places to call a game? What was Lambeau like 10 years ago for the LSU game? And are there other places that you've really enjoyed calling games from?
Lambeau was great. The atmosphere was phenomenal. The weather was perfect. The LSU fans were great. Obviously, with Wisconsin winning, that made it extra special too. But just being in Lambeau, you guys are there on a regular basis. I don't think you ever took it for granted. At least I hope not.
Jason does. He gets those omelets.
Old hat. Just old hat.
I take the omelets for granted.
He's complaining when the omelets they don't have the right mushroom for the omelets.
The easy answer to your question for me is the Rose Bowl, which Tausch and I will be visiting in October.
Be a full house out there.
Yeah, I think seats will be available. But it's just, and that's not a place that has all the modern amenities as a lot of other stadiums now. But just the setting of that place to me is incredible. Penn State is usually a lot of fun. That stadium is being redone. It's not complete, so it'll look a little funky, I think, when we're there in 6 weeks? Toward the end of September.
Yeah, it is. Holy cats!
Kinnick Stadium, the energy for an Iowa home game is really good. So those a couple of Big Ten venues. In 2017, these guys played in Provo against BYU. And
that's a pretty looking
setting was that next to the Rose Bowl. That's probably number 2.
And Hornibrook was unbelievable.
He was big time. He was almost a perfect game. And then these guys, 20 years ago, maybe more than that now, they played in Chapel Hill against North Carolina. Another great stadium, beautiful venue. So those are some different spots that were a lot of fun.
Piscataway for me.
That's big, yeah.
An SMU game.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes, the SMU 90 and 93. Were you covering that? Were you down there for that game, Jason?
That was my senior year. We did not have the budget at the Badger Herald to send me down there yet.
Okay, all right.
Back in the day.
Yeah, that was little high school-ish stadium at that time. Yes.
Tausch, maybe what happened at SMU contributed to your knee pain later in your life, but thankfully you've got MoMA to help you through it.
I do. Man, I'll tell you what, I feel so much better after visiting up with our friends at MoMA, the Midwest Orthopedic and Musculoskeletal Alliance. It brings together trusted local providers like OIW, SMOC, Innovative Pain. It makes it easy to find the right specialist, the right treatment for you. You don't have to go through big hospital systems and find where to park. You park. For me, I go to Ortho Laser. They have helped me a ton. I park. It's 15, 20 minutes. Back out the door. On with my day. You can call or walk in today or learn more at MoMaMKE.com. That's MoMaMKE.com.
We'll wrap things up next. It's Wilde and Tausch.
The Packers might have their kicker.
Trey Smack hit it from 58, and it would have been good from 60. And he made it look easy in his NFL debut.
Your home for Packers fans. The ESPN Wisconsin app and the ESPN Madison YouTube channel.
Mark Tauscher here, and you know I love a smart play from the pocket. That's why I joined UW Credit Union. With their mobile banking app, I can make smart plays from anywhere. And with rewards checking perks like early payday, I score my money sooner. Stop by any of their local branches or visit uwcu.org to join and make the smart play by becoming a UW Credit Union member like I did. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by the Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports. New episodes debut Thursdays at 12:30, streaming on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. Senior writer for The Athletic, Justin Williams, joined the Jump Around last week to share some insight into Luke Fickell, and he believes that one of the big changes the head coach made over the offseason was simply being more of himself.
Part of it was finding the players that he was comfortable being himself with. You know, like Mason Post and Cooper Catalano. He was talking with them on the golf course, and that is Fickell's love language is talking trash. And I think he recognized, here are two guys that, you know, they get me and they kind of have the same motivations and they operate the same way. And he was a little bit more comfortable being himself.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin doesn't play games, just straightforward pricing, premium quality, and trusted Pella certified installation. Visit PellaWI.com today.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Bringing summer gatherings to the next level is just another thing we do at Celebrations Entertainment. Hi, it's Jeffrey. With rental items like sound equipment, photo booths, and even yard games, you can make your event the party that everyone talks about. Any event like graduation parties, block parties, or even a backyard barbecue can be elevated with fun, interactive items to make everyone ask, hey, how'd you pull this off? Just tell them celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Aaron Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited with my brother and business partner, Eric Brown. Siding Unlimited is Madison's choice for siding, windows, roofing, and doors.
Siding Unlimited delivers on expectations because our experience, integrity, and craftsmanship come through on every project. For new siding, windows, roofing, and doors, call 608-220-0005 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
It's nice to know some things are still made locally.
At Chalmers Jewelers, your custom jewelry is designed and handcrafted right here by local craftspeople.
No mass production, no sending your piece out, just real craftsmanship made right here in our community.
Custom jewelry,
designed locally,
crafted locally.
Only at Chalmers Jewelers.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
ESPN Madison is your home for Badgers fans.
Putting wins in the left column, that can solve a lot. I think Barry said it best, winning's great for the soul. Well, we need to do some soul building around here.
Tune in all season long right here on the ESPN Wisconsin app and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
For the first time in camp, practice has ended before our show has ended.
Wow.
So we thank Matt LePay, the voice of the Badgers, and our new teammate. Matt, thanks for coming in. We appreciate you a ton.
Thank you, Jason. Looking forward to it.
Thanks to Brian Bulaga. Thanks to Homer and his late brother, Mike. And thanks to you for coming along for the ride with us today. Have a great day. Take care. Be good.
Miss any of today's episode of Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin? Commercial-free full show podcast